I'd like one of you bureaucrats out there to look me in the eye and tell me, when does my husband's life matter to you? Because it matters every day, every second of every day to me.
Well, hello, and I guess we can start the holiday season. We can say Merry Christmas Eve morning. How are you guys? Yeah, we're doing. I'm doing a little early show because tonight is Christmas Eve night, and that's not going to happen, guys. There is a holiday family stuff to do tonight, so I just figured I'd come on and say hello to everybody. And Kevin is busy with the Logan this morning. He may or may not pop in. I sent the link out to a few other people, and if you guys are good, I might even invite you in to say hello and Merry Christmas. Because you know what, we're not doing any vapey stuff. Like, literally, I'm just here to have some fun and have some coffee. I got my coffee right here in my 5 Ponds coffee cup. Look at that! Isn't that nice? It's hot though. It's hot. I just brewed it. This is Death Wish coffee in the 5 Ponds coffee cup. And I see there's some people. I know this is really weird for us to do the show at 9 a.m. instead of 9 p.m. But hello, Shannon Brown and Nick Orlando and Peggy, lovely Peggy, and Ian Thomas and Andrew. How the hell are your how the hell is your Christmas Eve morning doing? What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I don't know what I was going to say. You know how it is. The brain is not awake yet. Good stuff. Coffee and nicotine are life. Hello, Victor. Victor, the provider of the Victor share screen that is residing at Kevin's house on his desk. Hello, and how are you? So, what is everybody's Christmas wish, other than, again, non-vapey stuff, other than FDA doing a 180 and saying vaping is great and we're not going to stop it. Other than that, what is your Christmas wish? If you're interested in coming in and talking, raise your hand and I will send you the link so that you can do that. Actually, let me just copy this thing, the invitation to the clipboard. How about I just drop it into the chat room and let's see if anybody actually does show up. I mean, if you guys don't show up, I have a prime rib that is currently marinating that I could actually go and do some prep work on. I got to trim some of the fat off the out. Some, not all, because you need some of that in there to keep it flavorful and moist. But yeah, that's. I mean, really, I am not used to being off of work on a Friday. I had not been prepared to be off of work. Plenty of sick people still need to be seen today, but apparently I'm off, so I don't have to do that. I shouldn't say have to. I enjoy my job. Helping people who have had really bad health issues is enjoyable and fun. But yeah, I actually got myself something since we're here. Last Friday after the show, we did a little hangout on the Discord video chat thing. There was about 5-6 people in there, and I had discovered this is the perfect Christmas gift, by the way, for yourself. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I really love Halloween. So they came out with a Funko Michael Myers and the Myers house set. Ooh. This is I don't know what Spirit exclusive is, but I bought this while I was in the Discord last Friday, and it was delivered very promptly. So this is the type of thing that I love. Ooh. So I did that. Nick does. Nick says, Nick is in the chat room. He says, I have my own Funko. It is the ugliest Funko I have ever seen, but he does have it. I've seen it. It's really sad looking and bald. But yeah, Nick, if you want to come in, come in and talk. We haven't talked in a while. I even sent the link to my friend Mike Peterson, who we haven't heard from in a while. I know that he's had some health problems, and I thought it would be great to have him come in and say hello. But again, he may not be around. He might be in physical therapy or something, because he had a really bad blood infection or some sort of infection, and it really knocked his ass into the ground. And jealousy will get me everywhere, Nick. I am where I am today because of jealousy. Sitting fat and sassy in my office talking to you. That's where I'm at because of jealousy. I put that all on the jealousy. Shannon Brown says, I would, but she hasn't had a shower yet. Well, go get in the shower. Well, sadly, I haven't seen anybody's comments being removed yet. Facebook, again, I'm probably going to actually remove Facebook from the stream, because from the last show, even though I told people not to go to Facebook because of this issue, and the funny thing is the guy who was making an ass out of himself, and again, I'm speaking the truth here. I will speak the truth. James Jarvis was showing his ass and being a dick and kept commenting. And then I got a message from him on Monday that he had something like 20 or 30 comments removed. So if you don't listen to me, you have to take your licks. But hey, there's the Nick guy, Nico.
That's the one you want right there, buddy.
That is the ball-headed Nick Orlando. Yeah, those, having a custom Funko made is not.
That's solid, huh?
Because I was going to have one made with the Son of Liberty.
You're going to have one made?
But I'm a cheap bastard, and I decided not to.
This was a gift.
Well, somebody likes you
got
a little
me that.
bit. Apparently, somebody likes you because they spent some money on that.
My team, yeah, they did good.
That's you better give them a good Christmas bonus this year.
I did.
Because
I took care of them. They're happy.
Because they actually,
we gave them a good Christmas bonus. We gave them insurance. They're happy.
Woo-hoo. Well, that way, if they need to go to the dentist or something bad happens,
need the eyes, teeth.
Well, oh my God, dude, don't even get me started. I went to go. It's been 2 weeks now, and the glasses are still not here. I went to get my eyes checked, and they put that thing on the wall. You're supposed to read the numbers and the letters and the words and whatever. And I'm with the glasses on. I'm like, I can read like the third or fourth line. I'm squinting. And then I take the glasses off and I can read like the 5th line.
Right.
And she's like, your glasses suck. They need to be replaced. So, but I wear trifocals and I get all like the extras on, and they're kind of pricey when you get the anti-glare and the tech. They have like a tech layer that they put on it so that you don't get computer monitor glare and all that shit.
Jeez.
But they have to send them to Houston to get all the fancy stuff. So I
buy the cheap old readers.
Well, you're not nearly as blind as me. If I don't have my glasses on, I could be walking around bumping into the walls.
I think I'm getting there.
Yeah. Shannon and Victor and Jeff all say hi and Merry Christmas, Nick.
Hey guys, Merry Christmas.
So what are your plans for Christmas?
Well, Christmas Eve, I'm on security team at church, so I got to spend probably 8 hours there.
Security team? They actually is crime so bad in Florida that you have to have a security team?
Well, you know what's going on in the world, man. All churches have it, pretty much.
I don't know that my church does.
It's everywhere. I mean, you see it happening.
This is Texas. People don't do stupid shit in Texas.
Yeah, okay. Don't say that.
We don't fuck up churches. We may have crime and we may do bad things, but people here are vastly
probably because they know that the security team's there. But yeah, I mean, churches, houses of worship, I mean, it's a target, let's face it. I mean, a lot of people don't go to church toting a gun, so people walk in there and do stupid stuff. So my first
carry a gun to church?
Huh?
You don't carry a gun to church?
I do. Well, Texas, I mean, they all probably do, right?
Yeah, this is the church of the gun right here. We pray to our Lady of the Gun, man. I'm telling you.
That's right. And then I'll come home and spend Christmas Eve with the grandbabies, hang out, have a nice Italian meal, and get up and do it all over again tomorrow. Football's on tomorrow, so that's exciting.
I'm doing the prime rib tonight, and I cooked a ham at Christmas or at Thanksgiving, excuse me, and I cut it in half and froze it.
Yep.
So now I'm just going to drop it and put it in the oven and heat it up a little bit. But the prime rib, I'm doing the green bean casserole and the mashed potatoes. I made homemade coleslaw. I'm going to make cornbread. The wife is working, so she's getting out of doing any of the work.
Oh.
But then tomorrow I don't have to do shit. But
will she be home tomorrow?
Yes.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah. So she, the nurses, she worked Thanksgiving and she's going to work Christmas Eve, but then next week she's off for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. So we don't normally. Good morning, Kevin. Kevin's not even here, Abdul. Kevin looks like Nick today, or Nick looks like Kevin. I don't know.
Well, I was afraid to get on because my hair's not done, but I decided to do it anyway.
I just threw a hat on. You see, this is the top.
Head.
this is the secret.
Yeah, yeah, but that's your normal. I mean, you always wear a hat. That's cool.
I know, but that's just my
signature.
Shtick. That's my.
There you go. I like it.
But is the wife nearby? I can't see her back there. Hey, Sean Casey. Merry Christmas, Sean Casey. Sean Casey.
Sean Casey. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Kevin, go ahead.
What was I going to say? What did you get the wife for Christmas?
Oh, man. So, got her a trip out of town for 2 days.
Woohoo.
But then
away from you, or are you going with?
I have to go with.
Oh, well, that's not really much of a vacation.
So then, last weekend, every year we take the kids and all the grandbabies to Disney for a very Merry Christmas. So we took her there, and all of them. We stayed an extra day.
How was that?
It was fine.
I had somebody that I know that lives in Florida went down like 2 weeks ago, and he said it was like empty.
Disney, yeah. And so the very Merry Christmas thing, at 6:00 p.m. they have everybody that normal day passes leave. And you have to buy these separate tickets for the Christmas party. And then you go in and it's less people. So there's no lines for the rides. It's cooler at night. It's a much better time to go to places like Disney, where it's not packed and everybody's sweating all over you. So it was nice.
Yeah. One of my friends took his wife and met his daughter and her husband at Disney. Which one is Disney Florida? What is that?
Disneyland. Yeah.
Disneyland. Yeah. And they stayed at a hotel that they had stayed at like 20 years ago, and on the park. And the first time they went, they had like a band that was playing in the stairway or on one of the platforms, overlooking the lobby, and they had floral decorations that were like they do in Vegas, at the casinos. They put these big floral decorations up and stuff. And he said this time there was none of that. They didn't have the band playing. They didn't have the daily floral stuff. The wife was so disappointed because that was a memory that she had from when they were younger. And then the digital ride pass thing where they have to like get a reservation to ride to ride the ride or whatever.
Yeah.
And to keep everybody, from congregating or whatever. So yeah, they were kind of mad about that.
That sucks. I wish I'd have known about the nighttime thing.
Well, they stayed there, so they might have.
That's what we did. We did the well, you got to buy them like a year in advance. Yeah. So every year when we're there, we buy them a year in advance, and we stay at the resort with the kids and everything, just so we don't have to drive home. But we stayed in one of those hotels, and they did the band and the Christmas trees, and they have this full-size gingerbread house. It's pretty cool.
Did you eat any of it?
Huh?
Did you eat any of the gingerbread house?
Yeah.
Like, Hansel and Gretel, did you?
You don't pull it apart. They make extra shingles and stuff. So
no, I want to eat the one that's like, I want to eat it in front of all the children, and
that's when you got to go back.
Be like Godzilla, like
yeah. Just start ripping shingles off and doors.
Yeah. I want to be the Grinch, man. Nah,
they let you do that at the end of the holiday, but it was a good time.
See, this is the thing. Being that my family is like 1,000 miles away, I ordered stuff and had it delivered. So my mom lives in the mountains, and there's no radio signal there in Pennsylvania. There's no radio signal. Like I asked my mom, "What do you want?" She's like, "I don't want anything." You know how parents are; they don't want their kids buying shit. So my aunt, who takes care of my mom, my aunt is only 6 years older than me. So there's 18 years between my mom and her sister. And my aunt said, your mom wants a radio for her sewing room. And I'm like, she doesn't get any radio signal there. So I bought her a Wi-Fi radio. Paid like $150 for this beautiful, like wooden cabineted Wi-Fi radio with a touch screen and all that stuff.
Wow.
And my mom is a anti-tech person. So my mom's caregiver set it up for her and everything, and connected it to the tablet that I bought my mom last year. And anytime my mom touches the tablet now, she called and was bitching at me, the radio in the sewing room comes on. And I'm like, Mom, you just got to close the app. When you're done, close the app and then if the app is still running, when you wake the tablet up, it's going to wake back up.
Right.
So, but the thing is I sent it to my mom, and she got it like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and opened it immediately. Knew it was a fucking Christmas gift and opened it.
So she loved it?
Oh, yeah. And I'm like, Mom, Christmas is not for 2 more weeks, right? And now you don't have anything to open on Christmas Day. She says, I'm 80 years old. I don't give a fuck about Christmas Day. But my aunt was bitching. My aunt was like, well, you should have sent it to me, and then I could have given it to her on Christmas. So this week, my wife says, we need to buy your aunt something because she takes care of your mom and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, here's her address. Order her something. So yesterday, I get a text message from my aunt. What did you buy me? I did, you shouldn't have done this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, did you open it? Weren't you just bitching about mom opening her Christmas gift early, and now you're opening you're just like your sister, who is just like your mother, Oh, that's the one thing that you can really piss a woman off, is by comparing her to her mother.
Well,
you're just like your mom. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
But is Dolores similar to her mom?
Yes, she's getting there. As she gets older, yes. She's starting to get like her mom.
Hey.
But she's not listening, so I can say that.
Oh yeah. Guess
if she was here, I'd probably gotten a smack.
We have another friend who just joined us.
Who is it?
There's my friend Jay.
Jay Love.
Boy, it's early, boys.
It's not. You're California. You're probably up and already went surfing and stuff when the sun came up. I wish I could
say that. Guys, I went to my 30th high school reunion, and it was I was going to tear it up, and it wasn't a formal thing, but literally 3 people showed up. 3 of my buddies that said that we were going to do it, but it was raining here in California. No one goes out of their house during that time.
What are you going to melt or something?
Everyone's scared. You can't
You're
drive.
Afraid of the rain.
Nick, it's an honor to see you, bud. How are you?
I'm doing well, Jay. It's great seeing you too, buddy.
You look phenomenal as well. And Patrick, I love the mug.
Without, because this is not vapey. We're not doing any vapey shit. We're not talking about anything that's going to make us mad. It's Christmas Day. Other than that, Jay, how the hell are you?
I've been saying, truth is stranger than fiction these days, and I choose to just put my head down, keep the horse blinders on, and keep crushing, because it's crazy out there. Yeah. Cheers.
I have to ask Jay, because I hate to do this, but my wife has actually confiscated this coffee mug. And
got another one coming.
She's at work, so I had to wash it so that I could use it because I wanted to wear, I wanted to fly my flag. But I love this mug. But anyway, so what are your plans for Christmas, Jay Five Ponds?
So Christmas in Southern California with my family, I'd like to give you some kind of elaborate scheme. Usually we try to get up to the snow, but right now it is dumping rain here, so there will be tons of snow, but we're just going to hunker down at home. Family was supposed to be going to see the in-laws, and that got canceled because of flights and different things. So big happy family. And I got this guy. I don't know if you guys are pet guys, but that's Koa.
My wife won't let me have a pet. She says that I would chew on everything.
Yeah. So we'll be hanging out and just being grateful for everything we got.
Yeah.
And
that sounds, I mean, anytime you're with people that you care about, obviously, I think you probably care about your family.
Yeah.
And as long as everybody's in a good mood and everybody's happy, that's great. But
not too much eggnog. Yeah.
Sometimes you get the families together and they sort of start clashing.
Oh yeah. No, keep away from that. How about you guys? What's the Nick and the Orlando family up to?
Family, man. Babies, got our kids, our grandkids.
Congratulations. In-laws. You have some new babies in the family?
No, 4 and 5.
Oh yeah.
No new ones.
Grandpa Nick, huh?
That's it.
Wow, that's got to be special.
This is my plan.
Oh,
there you go.
Just hanging back with some dark water. I love it.
No, I saw this in the liquor store, and this is a gin that is actually aged in whiskey barrels.
Ooh.
And it is not it specifically designed to be drank straight.
Interesting.
Not for cocktails. So we're gonna try this out. This is an exclusive barrel.
A gift or a gift to yourself?
It is a gift for myself.
Good for you.
My wife said to me, Can you get my boss wants a bottle of bourbon for Christmas? Can you next time you're out, can you go to the and get a bottle of bourbon? I said, well, what kind of bourbon does he like, and how much can I spend?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
my wife is a little pinchy. She said, what can you get for $35? I said,
get the well, but that's all right. Yeah.
Mad Dog 2020.
Yeah.
I let me look. So I did a little research. I found a nice bargain, fairly highly rated rye whiskey that was in the 35. It actually got a 94 on the what out of 100 score.
Nice.
So she said, well, when are you going to go get it? I said, it's on the way. And she said, what do you mean it's on the way? I said, they deliver now.
Unbelievable.
And while I was purchasing the booze for her boss, I bought those 2 bottles for myself.
Oh, good for you.
See how nice and Christmassy I am? I was buying gifts, and then I decided to share the joy with myself.
Joy to the world. Patrick brings it. Patrick brings it.
Patrick's stocking stuffer.
Yeah. We have the country covered.
A fairly heavy duty stocking to hold my booze.
Love it.
But so Jay's complaining about rain. It's 80. I think it's like 82 degrees here and beautiful and sunny in South Texas today. This is why here, Jay.
And then here comes Florida. Look at that.
Swimming pool in Florida.
I love
We got sunshine, baby.
That's beautiful. I love that you guys have those big those atriums to keep out those bird-sized mosquitoes, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Keep the gators out too.
Keep the pterodactyls out.
The pterodactyls.
Yeah.
Wow, that looks like beautiful weather for you. We got it covered, boys. We're down. Got the West Coast, East Coast, and Central covered.
Yeah, we got all the we got all the beach locations.
Yeah.
Florida, California, and Texas.
Did you ever live in the snow? Either of you?
Yeah,
Yes.
I lived in Pennsylvania before I moved here.
Oh, wow.
And I've lived in New York. I've lived in Korea. I've lived in Japan.
New York.
I've been in I've lived in New
Oh,
York
Nick,
City.
you're a snowbird, huh?
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Great.
That you reach a certain age when you get in California, and they immediately send you a letter saying you must move to Florida now.
Hey, it's an exodus. I'll tell you that.
Oh,
Como
look,
made me do it.
we got another friend here. Here's Andrew from Vape
Hey,
Andrew K.
Band. Now we do have New York in the room.
You do.
now
You,
we've
have
got
there
New
you
York
go.
represented.
you got all 4 people that are in the room on
Good
TV.
morning, sir.
That's all
morning,
right. I don't
everybody.
give a crap if any. They can always watch later. We're just spreading the Christmas joy. Not talking.
He's got
about
sunshine.
anything.
There's sunshine coming in his window.
I actually got a phone call while you guys were talking, but before that, I think you said, Patrick, you said something like, "What was my Christmas wish?" And I was like, in my head, I was like, "Oh, I wish Christmas was a Jewish holiday."
Ah,
That's the only thing that comes up whenever somebody says it.
yeah. Hey,
Happy
Christmas.
Krakakana. I don't know what they call it. Krakakas or something.
You got Yom Kippur. You got.
Listen, we got lots of holidays. Believe me, lots of vacation days for public schools. There's no question like that. But it's one of those holidays that everybody wishes everybody a Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
And I brush it off. But I'm like, yeah, if it was my holiday.
Happy holidays, then. Happy holidays, Andrew.
I appreciate it. It's
I
vape
will-
band doesn't run a Christmas sale or
I will light a menorah for you.
stack vape bands to look like Christmas trees and take pictures like some of these vendors are doing.
We could do a new bracelet with a menorah, with a cross, maybe a dreidel. We could just make it
No,
a prayer rug.
I don't bring this
We
to
just
my
be
site.
all encompassing and welcoming.
It's like, okay, I'll actually, I have a recipe, Jay, It's an old recipe. It's legacy. You know, it's Hanukkah
I love
juice.
it.
You know, we should come out with that. Yeah. Nobody
What
would
was
say.
it? Wasn't there like
And
a
the funny thing is that all e-liquid is kosher. That gets me so happy that everybody is vaping kosher e-liquid.
Well, yes, it was, but the problem is it was not supervised by a rabbi.
Oh no, it's right. It's the VG was the e-liquid wasn't manufactured that way, so therefore it becomes unkosher, I guess.
Technically,
right. You know,
Just
unless you have a rabbi, Jay.
It has to be supervised by a rabbi.
bless it.
And everything's being blessed in every country. Yeah, too funny.
Yeah.
But if it was
Merry
advertised
Christmas to you
as
guys.
that, then there might be a lot less sales in like Abu Dhabi and stuff.
Yeah, I typically send out some texts and wish everyone a happy holiday season, right? Because there are internationally, it's pretty much half of I think the list would be Christmas celebrators, and I just say it in general, but I don't know what's the correct thing to do these days, because
I say Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy
holidays.
It's happy holidays. I think
happy holidays is the politically
Happy
correct.
Merry Christmas Kwanzaa.
Yes. And what was Festivus yesterday?
Festivus is the grief. Are you not aware of the joy of Festivus?
No. Help me out.
Have you never watched Seinfeld? Back in the day when it was
someone brought that up. No,
so the dad, George Costanza's dad, created a holiday that he could celebrate, and it was not around Christmas. It was like in the middle of the year, and he just totally generated his own holiday, and part of the holiday was the airing of grievances. Like you could just
just let it go,
just let it out, But George was always mad that he couldn't celebrate.
It was
Christmas
the Festivus for the rest of us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta have to catch up on that. But yeah, I want to be sensitive to everybody's beliefs and the way to do it. But I just Buon Natale and in Italy, I know that one, and then Happy Holidays throughout the world.
Yeah, they I mean, obviously you're pretty safe in the Euro world, European ancestry world by saying Christmas. But yes, and I'm sure you guys do a fairly good business in Abu Dhabi and
the Middle East,
the Middle East and stuff. And yes, they have.
I'm personally just getting a little microphone envy. Look at these contraptions, boys. You are
right.
You're set.
I'm on a cell phone.
Nick,
these guys got their own setup here, like studio style.
We got to compensate,
I'm like, I'm on my cell phone, guys.
Speak for yourself.
Well, yours is kind of stubby. I'm just saying,
Andrew looks like.
I have to
Nick
just
and
say,
Jay are both using their.
Hey,
it's right here, done right. I mean, it's so like. What a reminiscence! It's
an amazing flavor.
Kudos
and I used
to
vape this at 18 milligrams, and I used to just die for it. It was just, but vaping it at 3 is like a whole nother ball game because the flavor is just like it's just they nailed it, and it's so pronounced. But I'm not a baked goods always kind of guy, and a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of that, but the peanut butters, all those are my favorites because they just the flavors are so pronounced.
Love it, guys.
They have a peanut butter pie.
This I'm loving. I actually just shipped it out the other day. My friend got COVID that I bought the juice for, and so he quit vaping for like 3 days and was like saying he wasn't going to vape again. So I was like, well, I'm not shipping this package out to you.
Yeah,
I got 5 pounds juice in the house. It's not leaving. So he got better, and he called me up, and he was vaping, and I was like, all right, send it back.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, the thing about that, Andrew, as a non-partisan person, the flavors in the legacy, especially that one, I can preach on. is even if it's exactly the same as the Plume Room version with traditional nicotine, that component of flavor change that occurs when using traditional nicotine doesn't occur with the synthetic nicotine. So the colors or the flavors are, well, the colors
consistently stay the same.
Well, not only that,
Hey,
but there
what's
is
up, Nick?
there is a
Wow.
difference. I mean, the flavors pop because that nicotine tinge that happens with the traditional nicotine does not happen with that one.
Good, though.
But there's no throw hit. I'm so Jay's. I told Jay he
This
has to
goes
dirty
well
up
with
the
coffee.
recipe a little
I
bit.
get a little throat.
Just
I
saying.
used to get a lot of
Coffee.
throat in on 3 milligram. You're vaping
Thanks,
higher
Nick.
nicotine now, maybe. I got 3 milligram, and I get a little. Like I can't vape zero.
I mean, if we're gonna do
Zero
that,
doesn't
let's
work
just do
for me.
this.
What are you guys? What Nick strengths are you guys
Oh,
on
that
these
one's
days?
good too, Patrick. I do like that one.
I normally
But this one goes
outside
with
the house,
coffee.
I vape 18 milligram.
Oh,
18 mil. How about you, Nick?
I can't vape.
What's that?
Oh, what Nick strength are you on these days?
12 in this, 6 in this.
Yeah, I'm about the same. Patrick,
12 and everything.
12 and
I-
everything.
I only vape one way.
Yeah,
Well, the
No.
thing is, I thought maybe I'd go down to 12 if it became
yeah.
that.
Oh, that's
If
a
it
nice
if it
thing.
became needed to do that, but I have a lot of 18 milligrams.
You can't see it, but this is a 5 Ponds K fund.
Nice. I just really like nicotine.
Me
You know,
too.
and after looking at more and more science, more and more data, I'm comfortable with it. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
Um,
nicotine.
I mean, I said we weren't going to talk about vapey stuff, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
will talk
right.
about
No
this.
vapey
I will
I
talk about
apologize.
this. No, I'm
was
going
my
to talk
fault.
about this because
My
we're
fault.
talking about nicotine now. I had a conversation with somebody from one of the industry trade groups, and we've been focusing a lot on nicotine on this show. We've talked about brain science and neuroscience and
Yes.
neurodiversity and the overall impact that nicotine can have with people with mental illness and blah 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 blah. You've been talking about all that shit. So I said to them, we first need to demonize nicotine. We need to actually have an educational campaign. We need to spend some time trying to re-educate people about nicotine, not the delivery method, nicotine. And they're like, oh, well, we can't do that because FDA will immediately say that we're marketing. No. Do not fucking say vaping anywhere in this. Just talk about nicotine. Bring in the nicotine science. We have all of this body of work about nicotine. Once we get them to accept that nicotine is not evil, then we talk about the delivery method.
Love it.
But yeah, even then, like I'm giving them an idea for a different tactic. This person who I know and love was just regurgitating the same nonsense that we've been talking about for 10 years. And, not to ruin the Christmas vibe, but doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results is the definition of insanity.
Right.
We have to change tactics. We have to discuss the nicotine, get people to understand that nicotine doesn't cause cancer. It's not evil. It's not as addictive as heroin, like all the stories say. Then, okay, now let's talk about the delivery method. Any delivery method that helps people quit smoking is a good method, in my opinion. I don't care if the patches work for people, and they do at higher levels than what we have commercially available here in the States and in most other countries. They work if you have a 42 milligram nicotine patch and not a 21 milligram nicotine patch.
Yeah. I think nicotine consumption around this time of the year spikes, and then obviously we have New Year's, and then it goes down. Everyone tries to quit everything.
Obviously, the New Year's resolutions occur, and then shortly thereafter, the New Year's resolutions go by the wayside, and then nicotine consumption goes back up.
Do you guys play that game? Do you play the resolution game, or you just don't mess with it anymore?
I don't.
I say to myself,
I have
I'm
quit
going
smoking
to
on New
try
Year's so many times.
to be healthier.
It's been the only resolution.
My resolution was to start vaping back in 2008 and quit cigarettes, and that was
Stuck
it.
with it.
Good for
You're
you.
on it. Yeah.
Actually, I started in December, so I can't even say that.
See, I probably
December 1st of 2012.
in
No,
2000,
2010.
in
Like you guys,
2010,
I love nicotine,
Mhm.
and I will be vaping till the day I die.
In 2010,
That delivery method.
I probably quit smoking on the 1st of 2011. So I probably made the New Year's resolution, right? But I definitely was smoking after that because I quit and started vaping in February. So and I was still smoking because I tried an Enjoy. That was my first. And when I took a puff of it in the bathroom, and I was shocked at taking it out of the package and it working like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, a stage cigarette, basically. And I was like, how
Was
could I
it the
even
daily,
think?
Andrew?
Yeah, it was
The
just one
Enjoy
of those
King
in the
and the
yellow
Enjoy
pack.
Daily.
It was
Dude, the
converted.
Enjoy Dailies.
This 2011. These were a long time ago. You can only get
I
them in
love those
gas
things.
stations. They were good.
Yeah.
I don't think they were dailies. I think these are the ones you screwed on. That was a
okay.
reverse
Yeah.
510,
Yeah.
and it got hot and they burned after the liquid was gone. That's it. They didn't
I
stop.
dual used for about 3 months.
They-
After that, I was good.
I think the nicotine issue is not about. It's the delivery system should come second. I agree with you on that. The problem that people have with it's the stigmatism one of vaping something that it just looks weird. And I felt that when I first started. It took me about a week before I could walk out of the house. It's very foreign, and you feel like people are gonna, people think about what other people think, which they shouldn't, right? But I just think that people don't understand nicotine. Like, I don't want to quit vaping, and I got told by a friend of mine yesterday, like, I'm worried about you. You're always vaping when I see you on the thing, and I'm like, that really pissed me off because I'm like, I don't feel bad. And I like I don't want a nicotine patch. I like the act of smoking that's been going on for centuries. I love that.
Those patches, man, they turned my skin red and everything else. I quit every year up until 2008 and then went right back. So this one worked. After about 3 months, I was done. But the patches messed my arm up, my skin up. I couldn't put enough of them on, and they all turned red.
Even the gum, I'd always want more, and then I'd get kind of nauseous and queasy, and I kept needing it, but then it was too much.
Well, you bring in a new habit, though,
Yeah,
you're into stickers now, and you're into chewing gum. I mean, it's like they didn't even make the patches look good. It was just like this. They knew you were a smoker trying to quit.
So, since we went this way, so I've been watching like Hulu. There's a show that I've been that's on Hulu, and there is a plethora of these commercials coming on, and one of them really got my attention, and it's all over social media as well. Is this nicotine gum called Lucy?
I haven't seen it on Hulu yet, but I remember.
Lucy has I'm trying to find the actual advertisement because the guy on the commercial says that he tried that vaping was fine, blah blah blah, but he started using Lucy. Lucy, you got some splaining to do because they have a flavor pellet in it, so you chew it and then you stick it into your gum over here like this, and all of the words that he's using are R words. He's like, I when I get stressed out and I feel like I need to be evened out, I reach for a Lucy, and I'm like, you motherfucker. I'm like, you're stealing our stuff.
Masticate. They masticate, and then you're supposed to just park it.
Yeah,
chew and park.
And I'm just like, what the? I can't even find the commercial anymore.
Hey,
if you watch Hulu or
plane,
if you
go
to social media, it's everywhere.
That's kind of weird because they call single cigarettes Lucy's.
Oh,
that's true.
What do they call
you got
that?
A Lucy?
What do they call the pill that you drop into somebody's wine glass?
Roofie.
A roofie. So they've almost stolen that too.
Oh,
made it a Lucy.
But they're talking about stress. They're talking about trying to calm down. They're trying to talk about all this stuff.
Have you seen the one that you wear?
Those are our nicotine. That's our nicotine conversation. And I'm like, they're stealing our our nicotine conversation.
They're just dancing around making claims.
There's one on Facebook where it's a necklace and a tiny little like tube. And if you're stressed, whatever, you're just supposed to blow through like a small amount of air. It's like, dude, just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. What is that going to do to help you quit smoking?
Jeez.
I mean, really, I'm stressed out, so I'm going to go blow into a tiny little.
Maybe there's some science there, Andrew. We'll have to take a look.
Be,
you never know. Hand to mouth and
how about just sell
breathing helps.
Sell mods and tanks without e-liquid. We could all just sit here and be like, I feel like with flavor bursts.
I feel it.
Or drip tips. I actually had this idea years ago. Drip tips made out of candy, which really would not have gone over too good now. But, but like a Jolly Rancher drip tip that
it's like a clove cigarette. I used to love cloves because you lick your lips.
Shit out of them.
And it was always sweet. The Dejarums.
I even smoked beaties. The Indian cigarettes. I used to love those in high school because they were like 20 cents a pack.
Yeah.
And
then they'd sell singles. I didn't know they were called Lucy's though, Nick. That must be an East Coast thing.
No, because they call them that here too.
Lucy? Singles? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's cool. Hey, I'm going to grab a refill real quick.
Yeah. Let's bring Shannon Brown in to say hi for a quickie.
Hey, I'm getting ready to go though.
Okay. Right. Say hi to Shannon.
Hey, Nick.
How you doing?
Hey, Shannon. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
You're up in my old neck of the woods, Andrew.
Yeah, in Brooklyn?
No, I grew up in Western New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
By the PA border.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Bradford was like 15 minutes from where I grew up.
Very cool.
That's where they make Zippo lighters.
Yes.
My son's at Buffalo, so he's up northern New York, but it's cold up there.
Yeah.
I went to the Zippo Museum in Bradford when I was
home of Quaker
younger.
State Motor Oil also.
Yeah. They got a chain of wing places up there, Quaker Steak and Lube. I always thought it was kind of funny.
Yep.
So
those
Shannon,
guys have market price wings now.
Those are good wings, though. What is your Christmas plans?
Today, nothing. I've got shopping to do, and then tomorrow, the girl that actually owned the shop that I started vaping at, she closed her shop right after Revali, and then COVID hit. She's invited me over to her house for dinner. And then she invited my neighbor to go with me. So we're both going to go over there and have roast and potatoes and all that fun stuff. And then after dinner, we're going to have gingerbread martinis.
Oh,
damn.
That sounds good.
Just kicked it up.
Yeah,
I could go for a gingerbread martini now. I know.
Yeah.
10.50,
10.50, but
are crazy.
somewhere
last weekend they're like dessert.
Well, I've had eggnog with Captain Morgan's all week, so
yeah, that's good too. You got to get a scoop. It's really good as a scoop of vanilla ice cream.
Ooh.
Yeah, a lot of people actually will take eggnog, they'll mix it with the liquor, and then they'll put 5 scoops of vanilla ice cream in a pitcher with them, and then you just pour it. And it keeps it cold too.
What is everybody else gonna have if I make that for myself?
Well, you can make a pitcher for yourself. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure.
I would actually use good rum though. I wouldn't use Captain Morgan's.
Captain Morgan's is pretty good and traditional for eggnog though. Because of the flavor.
You can get a good.
Hey guys, I'm gonna take off. I got to get ready.
Good night, Nick. Bye, Nick.
Bye, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
Merry
See
Christmas.
you later, Nick.
I got some work to do.
Happy
Merry
holidays.
Christmas.
Good.
Happy Hall.
Good seeing you. Have a Merry Christmas.
Tell Dolores I said hello.
I will. Take care.
Have a
You
great
too.
day.
Bye-bye.
And there were 4.
Gingerbread.
Cherry says I should let everybody in, and I said I'd put the link
Yeah, you
in
can have as many people
earlier.
in.
That's the whole point, is to let everybody come on, say Merry Christmas, and not talk about vapey stuff.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just talk about mixed drinks and coffee and whatever, and drink with their 5 Ponds mug.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, everybody
I
doesn't
don't-
have one of these?
Keep calm and swim faster.
Nope,
There you
I
go.
don't have one.
Oh,
I
man.
need to find out what's the name of your strawberry rhubarb liquid that you have, Jay.
Symmetry
Miss
6.
Shannon. Yeah, Symmetry 6.
Imagery
Rhubarb.
6. I love rhubarb.
Rhubarb
I had a bottle of that here.
is a unique ingredient that's celebrated on the East Coast and in some countries, but it's pretty rare overall. But yeah, the bitter, it's just really delicious.
Hey,
Yeah.
where's the Nona? Where's the Nona this year?
No, we didn't do it. It's
Damn it.
a limited release. We got a lot going on.
That's Christmas time. That's when it's supposed to come out.
It's when it's supposed to come out. I
I think
agree.
if we
basic.
bring up vaping in these conversations, we're
Yeah,
back to it in
we're
2
not-
seconds.
Yeah.
I think
No.
we need to
Well, I
actually
mean,
break out
talking
some of
about-
these liquors and start drinking every time we say
Well,
it.
it's too damn early for that. Hey, look, Cherry
There's
Light.
Cherry.
Hi, Terry.
Hey, Cherry.
Hey, we're
How
getting
are
some
you?
weather, huh, Cherry? In California, it rains probably twice a year, and today it's rained enough for the whole year. Right, Cherry? It's been dumping.
Yep. It's been dumping.
Good to see you.
San Francisco is raining pretty good for the last few days too. So you guys are all
Oh,
getting
you
hammered.
gotta clean those streets. Human feces everywhere.
You should see, us. You should see last night with Pause Point J. Accidents were like every few seconds. My phone would
yeah.
be going off. Accidents here, accidents there.
Yeah. I went to a 30th high school reunion yesterday, and it wasn't like a formal deal, but we're just kind of memorializing it. And I found a new drink. You know what ranch water is?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Really?
What is
Yes,
it?
I do. It's tequila in a can with like seltzer water.
Yeah, and a lime.
Hmm.
I don't know about the can, but yeah, tequila, seltzer water, and a lime.
Yep.
New, learning in my
Yeah.
my old age.
And you
If you if you watch Yellowstone, the show on TV,
Mhm.
they advertise it all the time.
Oh wow! Yeah,
Really? I did not catch that. But Jay, when you say ranch water, I thought you were drinking from the faucet.
yeah, that's right. We have the Irvine ranch.
You know
Yeah.
where we get our
Jay,
water, right, Jay?
was yours made at the bar or was it in a can? Was yours in
Oh,
a can
cool.
No, mine was at the bar, and it
too? So
was
you can
in
order
glass.
a ranch water. I could ask that. At the
It's
bar.
great. Yeah, it's a
Really?
great
I'm
one.
gonna ask. I'll try that.
Yeah, for those who
Oh,
are not in our area, where Jay and I live, we get our water from this place called Irvine Ranch.
Irvine Ranch
Water
Water District. Yeah.
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 See, now we're having the Christmas conversation with the fireplace.
Oh, it's
Yep,
beautiful.
the Yule log.
Yeah. Thank you, Patrick. I'll be back. I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to take Kevin's place. I'm going to.
Yeah.
Kevin has the link, but I think he has Logan and doesn't want the screaming Christmas kid who's overeager to get his Christmas presents. I remember as a kid, like the entire day of Christmas Eve, we're like, can we open our presents now?
Yeah.
Can we open our presents now? And there were mom and dad be like, no. And then
Nope.
finally at the end of the day, like right before bedtime, you can open one present.
Yeah.
And then as a kid, you're like, I'm going to pick the biggest one. And my parents were evil because they would
plant
get a big giant box and put like a brick in the bottom of it, make it heavy,
no.
and put a little tiny gift in there.
Oh.
One year, this was back when the Atari first came out. The Atari 2600 for you youngsters was the greatest video game system ever. And they kept telling us all the way, like for a month before Christmas, some family friends were going to come and visit us for Christmas. So then as it got closer to Christmas, all these presents started showing up with their names on them. And there were all these boxes under the tree with Sandy and Frank's names on them. And like only a few things with our names on them. And then Christmas Day shows up and Sandy and Frank haven't appeared. And we've opened all of our socks and underwear because that's what was under the tree with our names on them. Maybe a new pair of sneakers or something.
You're right.
And then they're like, well, Sandy and Frank are late. I guess, why don't y'all open Sandy and Frank's presents? So then we opened Sandy and Frank's presents, and Mom and Dad had bought Sandy and Frank an Atari 2600.
Oh, that's
and I'm
great.
like, why did you buy that? That's what we wanted. And they're like, well, you can go ahead and turn it on and plug it in and stuff, and we'll play it until they get here. They never showed up, but that was the most evil prank our parents played on us. Was
toyed with you.
Was buying us this amazing thing that we really wanted, but not letting us know that there was a possibility that we were going to get it. And then when you're like 8 years old and you open a gift for somebody else, and in my mind, it was like Sandy and Frank are going to still show up. And at the end of the day, when they go home, they're going to take that with them. And then I'm not going to get to play it anymore.
Oh, Sandy and Frank.
Sandy and Frank never showed up though. For years. And then when they did show up, we were like old and we were like, oh, you can take that with you now. That was your Christmas gift like 10 years ago. We've been holding it for you.
So Andrew, any Atari 2600s on the 4th, 5th, 6th day?
We had Atari.
Yeah.
And we threw it out, which was dumb because it was worth
But
it.
Hanukkah, you have to spread out the love.
Yeah, we never.
To
be honest with you, my parents, like, Hanukkah was just lighting the candles, and we didn't have a Christmas tree, but we got gifts on Christmas, and we had some Christmas like things out. Like my parents would put like, we wouldn't have a tree, but we'd have the balls that you would hang on the tree, Christmas. And they'd put them in a bowl on the dining room table, and then there was a Santa Claus like on a sleigh, but
that was Hanukkah Harry.
Like, it was weird, But I even got gifts from Santa, and it was my mom's handwriting, obviously. But, but yeah, I don't remember getting anything. Like, I got a camera or something one year, but I remember we got a PC Junior. You remember those?
Yes.
That was like the first home PC, floppy disks, whatever. We had that, but I don't remember getting anything really super cool. I mean, I thought that Atari was cool, but, it's only as cool as the games that you have. So, to wait another year for some more games. It was not,
My parents waited in line when Pac-Man came out to get us Pac-Man.
See, your parents are cool, dude.
That was a long
they played
time
tricks
ago.
on you, and they're
still cool. They like to play with you. Teach you a little bit of.
I bought my mom a Christmas gift, and she opened it 2 weeks early.
Oh,
this year. I was like, you're not getting anything else. That's your gift.
I hate waiting for people to open things, though.
See, I already know what I have under the Christmas tree because I bought it, and I told my wife, "You owe me $150 for this," or I bought myself a keyboard for my new tablet, the new Samsung tablet that I bought. I paid $200 for the official case. And I was like, you owe me $200 for that. And, so I already know. She bought me like one little thing that I don't know what it is. But this is the same thing with her, is I just told her to go buy what she wanted and tell me how much I owed her.
Yeah. You're like me. I got myself a new keyboard for Christmas too.
Nice. Who's going to play us a tune?
No, I mean, for my computer.
Oh.
I can play a tune. I can carry a tune, but I've been doing so much typing. I thought I'd get myself a better keyboard.
Oh, for that computer, I bought a mechanical. I have the clicky mechanical keyboard on the other computer.
Oh, the analog? Yeah, that's neat.
And
I got
Kevin's like, that is too loud. And I'm like, this is enjoyable.
It's like ASMR.
This
You
is
guys
very
ever listen to
enjoyable.
that? The ASMR where they just play the different sounds. It could be a keyboard or
Yeah.
yeah, that's always
I was,
interesting.
yeah, I was thinking
Whenever
about.
you
I was
played video games on those types of keyboards, you really felt like you were like,
You're
firing
in it.
something. Yeah.
I really, I learned to type years ago before
1982.
computers were everywhere. I had to learn. I took typing class in school, and we had IBM Selectric typewriters. The old, I'm old, and though that sound of like a typewriter, I just want to get like somebody needs to write a piece of software that you can put on your computer, and as you're typing, it plays that sound over the speakers.
Yeah.
I want that.
I learned how to type on a mechanical.
That's a really
Yeah.
smart
Yeah,
idea.
with the arm that
Typewriter.
comes up like that.
Yeah.
Patrick, why aren't you
Yeah,
creating?
yep.
Manual
Patrick.
return.
You should create that and like just sell it for $5.
Yeah, like I know how to code. Yeah.
Get
okay.
somebody to code it for you. It's the idea.
Well, then they would be creating it and taking the money if I gave them the idea. I'm just a concept guy.
And then our typing teacher took a piece of cardboard and put it out in front of the keys so that you couldn't look down at the keys while you were typing.
Cover it up.
Yep.
I don't ever look down at the keyboard either, but the tablet, like typing on a tablet, or I work on healthcare. We use a little tablet for all of our documentation, and that damn thing, because most apps, the operating system will record your words and then build a customized predictive text algorithm for your typing. But since I work in healthcare and everything's HIPAA, that's turned off.
Oh.
So it doesn't it doesn't follow my habits when I'm typing. So I'm constantly making the same typos over and over again, and I have to reread all of my documentation just to fix, because and we used to have speech to text, but that's
what I was going to say. Why I use speech to text pretty much all the time.
They turned it off again, but when we did have it, people weren't reviewing what they had done, and there was some very unfortunate incidents where so I don't even know what they were really trying to say, but we had documentation that had one of the notes had patient is having difficulty with teenage sex.
Oh.
But the thing is, the application should be storing the voice and the text conversion, so that.
Well, yeah, but see, with HIPAA, you can't do that because somebody could backdoor in and get the patient information out of the logs. So those are all turned off so that you can't do that. So Cherry, I didn't ask you, what are you doing for the holidays?
Well, I'm going over to a friend who I accidentally happened upon last Tuesday, going over to her house for lunch.
Nice.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I was at the city council meeting last Tuesday, and during recess, somebody just called me and go, "Oh, is that you, Cherry?" Actually, it's my college classmate from 30 years ago. We haven't seen each other in 30 years.
Wow.
Nice.
There's benefit of going to city council meeting, Jay, although I was there from 2:30 to 12:30 on Tuesday.
There's more than one benefit
to
going to city council meetings. You should participate in the system.
Yes, you're right. 100%. We all need to. If we're going to change this thing, we need to start there. So
now we're on fire.
Guiding light. I appreciate all your efforts, kid.
Cherry gave 6 public comments last Tuesday.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
there you go.
That's the only way they're going to learn is if you stand up and say, "Hey, here I am. This is what I want," and it doesn't. I don't like it when the bums are sleeping on the sidewalk or whatever topic it is that they're talking about.
Right. Yeah, Patrick's right. We have to show interest in other things. So who really are things, they're more willing to listen to us.
You're 100% right.
Yeah. I mean, I gave public comments last Tuesday from solar farm to compost, organic waste, to anti-Semitism, anti-Jewish sentiment resolution.
Well, I think we can all get on board with those things. I mean, I don't have a problem with actual solar farms or wind farms. We have those here. We have tons of wind farms here. Or like there's a 100-mile stretch of road that I am frequently on, and it's like a forest of windmills, and I'm like, why aren't they moving?
Yeah.
It's pretty
working.
easy. Why aren't they moving?
Yeah.
Well, I went and gave the comment on solar farm because I want to take something away from everyone. I wasn't doing it for the environment.
No.
I was just doing it to be mean. Jay knows there's a plot of land we have in this place we call it the Great Park.
Yeah.
And that plot of land everybody wants. People want cemetery, people want garden, people want this and that. And I just go, hey, I'm going to take it and make it into a solar farm.
It was an old military base where we grew up. It actually provided so much diversity to our school system. It was great. We're just reflecting on that. They've covered it up. There's probably a lot of chemicals underneath, and nonetheless, they put the Ducks training facility there where the hockey rink. So that's where we play hockey. They have beautiful soccer fields, everything, but they're always fighting about cemeteries there and solar farms. So there you go.
Botanic garden is the new thing. They want us to pay for it, Jay. They want to put out municipal bond.
Oh,
no, we were voting no.
Okay, I'm with you.
I might break a rule because I have a no California rule. But my nephew is getting he joined the Air Force a few years ago, and he was in California and met a girl who is a vintner. She works at a vineyard. She's one of the people that develops the actual wines, and kind of upper crust for our crowd. I mean, we're just hillbilly farmers. But anyway, she's getting married. They're getting married, I should say, in Carmel. They're getting married
Carmel by the sea. Beautiful.
They're getting married at some ranch that Clint Eastwood owns.
Whoa.
And they're fancy schmancy people. So
you're breaking your California rule and coming out.
I might. I haven't actually received an invitation yet.
Oh yeah,
but I could be the problematic relative that they don't invite because
Hey, be careful, Patrick. You'll be up north instead of south. South we're still a little sane, but up north is insane.
That's the part of California that I actually like. That's where all the ranchers and the farmers and the wine. Obviously, we like the wine. I might go just to see if she'll befriend me and let me take a couple cases of wine back or something.
Next time I go to California to a wedding, I'm going to read the invitation a couple of times because I'll tell you, I went to my friend's wedding 20 years ago, San Francisco. I got out of work. I packed my bag up, just, got on a plane and flew out there. My wife did not come with me. I'm there. I'm in the shower, getting ready to go to the wedding. And I'm like, this is not a black tie wedding.
You're a little overdressed.
Are they wearing chinos rolled up with flip-flops?
California. I brought shorts, T-shirts, maybe whatever shirts, and some 2 pairs of shoes, maybe one of them being for the tuxedo that I rented. So this New Yorker shows up at the San Francisco wedding on this vineyard.
Bunch of bohemians. Okay? Yeah.
And I'm wearing a bowl. I am dressed to the nines. And I walk in and I swear to God, the first thing one person said to me was, the help is out back the other way. And then I was really just freaking out. I didn't know what to do, and I smiled through it, because we all knew I was overdressed, and anybody I knew who was at the wedding looked at me, and I was like, and I was just, I had found somebody there who had some pretty good marijuana. I got super high to go through this. My friend comes down the aisle. She's getting married, and she sees me, and the look that I got thinking that I was but she came up, she's like, "Are you doing this purposely?" No. She thought I was like being like some pretentious New York, person shows up at the wedding dressed out of this, everybody's wearing tan slacks and it's for
linen,
California wedding,
right?
summer linen, yes, tan linen, white shirts, maybe a tie, maybe not a tie, So I go to the reception, now, and I couldn't sit. I was very uncomfortable just sitting. So I just started serving food. I brought it, and I started taking trays and bringing it to the family and to the parents. They loved me because everybody was getting like quickly food because I was just like, I just gotta introduce myself, saying, yeah, I'm Jen's good friend from New York who fucked up and wore a tuxedo to a wedding. It was that or come in shorts, But I was in the bathroom. I read it. I put it down. I got in the shower, and when it hit me, I'm like, oh my god. The day was just crazy. So I'll never live it down.
End up saying on the invite, was it like casual attire or like?
It was like formal, casual formal or something, but it wasn't formal black tie.
Well, it was California
formal. It was
formal is wear your nice flip flops.
Yeah. That's hilarious, Andrew.
Oh, it was terrible. My friend Jen, we talk all the time, and even since COVID and whatnot. But I mean, that was probably, the most ridiculous thing that's ever. I mean, when I called my wife at home and I was like, I read the invitation wrong. It cost me like $200 to rent the tux, and I'm like, and I don't have any clothes to wear to this thing.
They have stores,
There was no way. Listen, I've been a little bit heavy set my whole life. There was no way I was going to find anything tailored that was going to fit me. And the wedding was like, by the time I figured it out, it was like 5:00. Wedding was at 6:30.
No, what?
Nothing I could
go
do.
with it. Serve some food.
That was like
what you should have done is go back to the hotel where you're staying, put on your shorts and t-shirt, and go to the wedding. You would have.
Well, I needed something to wear after the wedding. They were having some party on some cliff, the next day. So I didn't listen. I'm an actor by trade. That's what I studied in school. So I was fully capable of dealing with the stress,
improvising,
and just going with the flow. I didn't go, in the shower, I'm going to serve food. I could do this. No, it just was like, stand-up comedy. It was like improv all the way. And it was, I had a great time. I remember the wedding. I remember serving the food, and people happened to say that Andrew's hysterical. He just went through it. No, I was like, I felt bad. Because I'm not in one photo. I swear. I made sure that the waiter was not in the photos. I didn't want to ruin her wedding. I felt bad. So.
Should have worn a kilt.
Can you imagine? Oh my god!
I got the full get up in here.
I played bagpipes too.
Yeah. Who just dropped out? Jay. Jay left us.
No, our internet's really sucky here in Irvine.
His California stormy weather probably, but it's so beautiful in Texas today.
It's going to be in the 70s here today.
We're dealing with 50s for the next week. It's too cold in California for this.
So I had this conversation. My wife is Filipino, and they're by and large Catholic. But right out here in front of the house, I have this little Asian garden with Asian plants, and I have lanterns, the paper lanterns. They're not really paper, they're made to look like paper, and they light up at night, and there's a waterfall here, and it all comes on at night, and it lights up year round. It's not a Christmas thing, year round. Well, somebody said to my wife, do you believe in Buddha? Because there's a Buddha fountain out here. And she said to me that her friend asked this, and I'm like, so they didn't ask if you're Buddhist. They just asked if you believe in Buddha. And I'm like, what did you say? She said, I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know how to respond. I said, well, we know that Buddha was a real person. He was a philosopher. Now, there's a difference between are you Buddhist and do you believe in Buddha? I was like, so here's the response. You tell them that yes, you believe in him because he was a human being. He's a real person. There's no connotation that you're, worshiping him, because actually he said himself, I don't want to be worshiped. This is a philosophy. It's a way to live. But anyway, and just say, yeah, he was a real person. Now, I'm not a Buddhist, but I do believe that he existed. Yeah, people are really funny. You have a statue of Buddha that's just decorative, and immediately they think that you're out there lighting incense and worshiping him. I'm like, no, I just think it looks cool.
Patrick, no lighting of incense is combustion.
No, we don't. I have a candle, a wax candle thing. Actually, I'm gonna turn that on because it's got apple spices in it right now. My room currently smells like tobacco because I was mixing the tobacco, and it's very aromatic.
Mm.
Well,
So
the fire
that's-
behind us is combustible.
That's true, but that's a digital combustion. There is no smoke from my monitor. So what the hell have you been doing, Cherry Lie? Because I haven't seen you in like a year.
I have been busy. Well, as you know, last year after the election, I got on the staff of Irvine's vice mayor. And
So the vice mayor, is he in charge of all of the drinking and the whoring and the
she's
vices?
in charge of the lying department in Irvine. But anyway, anyway, I quit in August, but I'm still attached to the city hall because I don't want them to pull anything behind my back.
Mm-hmm.
And so right now I'm a volunteer, but I'm on the mayor's team.
The mayor's team. So you're
Team.
an
So
advisor.
what I do is I read all the staff reports for the agendas for not only the city council meetings, but for the commission meetings. So truly, really try to really get embedded in city politics, because we have a referendum coming up next year. Yeah. So, and then right now, despite the referendum, probably it's not going to pass, but cities around us is going for flavor bans at least. So I want to be in there, at least if we're going to consider again in our city, even though it's hard to fight off a flavor ban, at least get throwing some exemptions. So we have the year of the council members, the year of the mayor, and go from there. Just see what vaping do to you. See, vaping is really not good for you. I was apolitical. I was having a very nice life, and then now I'm thrown into this garbage known as politics.
But here's the thing, and again, this is not a vapey show, but we've been saying forever on this show, you need to make them aware that you exist, and part of that means that you're not only that vapey person, you're that person that comes all the time, that participates in the system, that is a productive member of the community, who's active. And again, I don't want to go down this road, but I've said this 100,000 times on this show, and I will be the one person who will tell you the single issue voter myth is just that. It's a myth.
Well, Patrick,
there are too many people in our community that are of different political persuasions who will not, or in a clear conscience, vote for the pro-vapey politician or the pro-vapey thing because it's attached to or authored by a politician that is anti everything else that person believes in.
Well, see, that's why I've been really quiet on Twitter, on Facebook while I was on staff, because like you said, I don't want to be portrayed to be seen as just a single issue person. And so last year, I don't know if you remember, Patrick, at the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, city of Irvine almost put a flavor ban remember? And Jay and I and a bunch of people we went and then we gave our comments. Remember that?
Yeah.
That was put on, that resolution was put forth by a council member, one of the council member. Her name is Council Member Khan, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And right now she's our mayor, right? So anyway, but I'm telling you, participation does work, because last year during the election, where we go vote, that election day, November 4th, the referendum people were out there collecting signatures. So the initiative can be put on the ballot. And guess who signed it to temporarily halt the flavor ban? The mayor did. The one that will put forth the flavor ban resolution. And then I asked her, I go, why did you sign it? You don't have to sign it. We're friends, but you don't have to sign it just because we're friends, right? And then she goes, no, I'm signing it because from what you told me, I believe the people should decide, not the government. So she signed the referendum. To me, that was, I go, hey, it works. It works. They will listen to you if you, be with them, not just being single issue, demand or nothing type of things. You make them understand. And then another council member came up to me the other day. I was joking with him and he go, no, don't worry. I always listen to what you say because you have changed my mind on several things.
Oh, give me one second. Janine, come in here and talk to us. Come in here. I'll throw the link in. That's how everybody gets here is to just.
Janine Timmons?
Yes. I would love to converse with Janine in a face-to-face manner. And Ivana's also there. Ivana, you can come in and say Merry Christmas. We're not talking about vapey stuff. We're just talking about Christmas stuff. We're talking about whatever stuff I told stories about when I was a kid and opened Christmas presents. The vapey stuff tends to get people angry and ruin their good mood. And today is Christmas Eve, so we're just in here. I don't care if you're in your PJs.
So Patrick,
I'm still in my PJs.
For holiday mood, can I be happy that I'm going to be vindictive next year?
Yes. Whatever floats your boat. I'm just I actually enjoy like arguments. I actually enjoy debate. And pissing people off. That's part of my shtick. And
this is my Christmas present to me.
Well, you got a parrot, or I can't see the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him up there. That's Penguin. That's Penguin.
I had a patient that had macaws and like big parrots. And,
he's little.
They had like 5 in the house. These like big green African penguin, or not penguins, parrots.
Thank you.
And macaws and the cockatoo with the, and they had cages, but the doors on the cages were always open.
Yes, that's how I do with him.
And they would just roam around the house. Well, these things were, obviously they were older because they were larger. I'm assuming that's how you can tell, because they were huge, these birds. And they had gotten grumpy in their older age. So I would come in and they would they recognize my car and immediately would start like squawking, like screeching, squawking. And I would go in the front door and they'd be just walking around. And the wife would be like, okay, hold on. And I'm like, why? She says, because this is the mean one. He will try to bite you, or whatever the word is for a parrot biting you. And they hated her too. So she would come out with like a towel and try to pick them up and protect herself. And they were just trying to eat her hands through and the husband, I would get to his room because he stayed he was wheelchair bound. He would stay in his room. And they would just come in and like fly up and land on his shoulder and just be like, oh, we love you. But they hated everybody else.
Most birds are like that. They usually pick one person. And they tolerate anybody else in the house. But I leave him the cage open all day long. The only time he's in his cage is when he wants to go to bed at night. And then in the morning, as soon as it gets daylight, I hear him out here ringing his bell. And I come out and I uncover him and I open up his door and he does his thing. He'll fly around in here and comes over and sits on my chair or the
So you should
table.
get some ceiling fans and turn them on.
I do have ceiling fans, and no, I won't turn them on.
See how mean I am.
I know you're mean.
But so I have like a phobia of like big macaws now.
He's only the size of like a cockatiel. He won't get any bigger. But birds do grow fast. I mean, the macaws, they're full size by the time they're 6 months.
And they live to be like 80 or something like that.
Oh,
they
yeah.
live a long
Like
time.
he'll live to be like 25.
Yeah. So I told because they were older, this husband and wife. And I said, now, what happens when you pass away? And she's like, well, my kids are going to have to put up with these. She hated the birds. So she's like, if we both die, the kids are going to have to take care of these damn birds. And sadly, he passed away. And I saw her months and months and months later. And I said, well, how are the birds? And she said, I don't know. I gave them to there's a parrot club here where they will rehabilitate and put up these birds for adoption. She says, I gave them to the parrot club and they're somewhere else now. I don't have to deal with them. I'm like, oh, okay. But they had huge sections of their house dedicated to these birds. I mean, huge cages. And there was like 5 of them, and they had to be separated because they didn't even like each other.
Yeah, that can happen.
So yeah, I'm not a bird guy.
I'm afraid of bird. Ever since when I was little, I watched the movie The Bird.
Oh, that's a good movie though.
Ooh, ow!
I never thought I would either, because my mom had parakeets as kids, and we had to take care of the birds, clean the cages and all that. And I was like, that's disgusting. I'll never have one. And then I don't know, about 10 years ago, must have been longer than that, a friend of ours had a Quaker and introduced me to him. And this bird was phenomenal. And I was just like, I got to get one.
my one grandmother had a mynah bird, and
that
damn thing only knew how to cuss people out. Like,
none of mine.
Like
that
my dad's mom and my mom never really got along. So when my mom walked into the room, it would scream, fat bitch, fat bitch. And that's
I should have a bird like that. I should have a bird like that and bring it to city council meeting.
This is my emotional support bird.
Yeah.
I have to carry it everywhere I go.
Yep. So my anger doesn't get the better of me, so I can stay calm.
Oh, it's the bird. It's not me. I'm so sorry that the bird said exactly what I was thinking, but
ravens will actually speak. You can teach a crow how to talk.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, mynah bird is in that same family, so
right.
But
I think I would.
They're not as easily domesticatable as other creatures. I understand. I mean, they are indeed wild animals that should be allowed to be wild. My uncle has an exotic animal park. But those animals are good eating. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah,
well, teach my bird to say liar, liar, pants on fire, and bring it to the city council meeting.
They're not the truth is not allowed to be there, so they would probably eject the bird for being truthful. So yeah, I said a few weeks ago that I was going to start doing some shows that had nothing to do with vaping, just to decompress, just to have some fun, and today was a perfect example, a perfect opportunity, because this is not the time that people would normally expect me to be on doing our normal shtick. So, and I'm not normally off on a Friday. I'm gonna be off next Friday too, so I might do something then. You never know.
This is nice, though. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, I
Yes.
mean, you just get to shoot the breeze and talk. I mean, if there's a fucking TV show that somebody said something about Yellowstone. Somebody told me, one of my patients told me, you should be watching Yellowstone. You know.
Well, what's funny about Yellowstone was this, okay, Patrick? When I wasn't really like everybody's watching it, and I wasn't like really, onto it. But then I got bored, so I started watching it. And because my dealing with the city, so the first episode they were talking about eminent domain and then definition. So those were like very familiar words. So I started watching it, but every time when I start watching it, I feel more like, oh my God, this place is so familiar, like a place of home, right? But it says it's set in Bozeman, right, Montana.
Yeah.
So anyway, I Googled that, looked it up. It was not set in Bozeman. It was set in Ravalli County in Western Montana. And no wonder it was so unfamiliar, because I lived there for about 3 years. Those are the places I went. Those are the rivers that I see every single day. And what is even more coincidental was, the ranch where the Duttons live. And in real life, it's called Chief Joseph Ranch. Actually, when we moved out of Montana, when we saw our home, it was Chief Joseph Ranch who bought our home when we moved out of Montana.
Wow.
So that's like that 5 degrees of separation.
I know.
Always,
So I was like, oh,
no,
wow.
TV shows that occur where in places like there was a TV show on for a few years called The Night Shift, and it was a hospital drama that takes place in San Antonio, Texas.
Wow.
And that's just north of me. And well, it's not just north, it's like an hour and a half north. But I'm watching this show, and like every week there's like a terrorist attack, there's a rioting, and I'm like, do these people not even bother to look at the headlines for the place that they're setting this show? There's racial rioting, and I'm like, not that doesn't really happen here. The terrorist bombing of an airplane, and I'm like, there's not even there's an airport there, but it's a very small.
It's not even an international airport, is it?
No, for a city the size of San Antonio, it has a smaller airport than what you would expect.
Right, I flew in there
most people have to go to Austin to get on a big plane.
Right, or Houston, right? If you're going to fly international, you go to intercontinental. I mean, the Bush.
Well, I mean, Austin is also international now, so you can. But I'm actually driving my wife. One of her good friends had breast cancer a few years ago, and she beat it. But
good.
once you kick cancer's ass, the oncologist is going to say, well, you're going to need regular checkups to make sure that it stays gone. Well, she blew that off and went 5 years without checking, and went to a doctor's office, and they did her normal thing, and then they called her back and said, you need to go see this doctor, and then finally found out that she had cancer, and it was stage 3, and it was all over her body. And so now she's doing her bucket list, because they've only given her 6 months to live. And
what a shame.
So my wife is going to Hawaii for this. She said, do you want to come? I'm like, it's a 12-hour flight from Austin to Hawaii. And you're going to be there on the ground for 3 days, and you're coming back. That's not worth it to me.
Yes. Yeah.
And this should be you and your friend having fun. So I am not going to go. So I'm going to drive her to Austin, though, which is a 3.5-4 hour drive, because the plane ticket from here is like $700, $800, but the plane ticket from Austin is like $300.
So Patrick, are you closer to Austin, or are you closer to Houston?
I'm actually closer to neither.
Okay.
I'm on the Gulf Coast, 4.5 hours south of Houston on the
Okay.
Gulf Coast, or about 3.5 hours south of Austin. So one is sort of northeast, and one is almost directly north.
Okay.
So I'm only about 90 minutes north of Mexico.
Okay.
So San Antonio is the nearest big city. I mean, Corpus Christi is about 350,000 people, so that's not a small town, but it's not a big, huge city either. And we're sort of spread out.
Okay.
When they count that 350,000 people, they're counting the adjacent incorporated areas that are not really Corpus.
Okay.
They're but our for purposes of demographics, yeah, it's about 350,000 people.
Well, still, then it's a little bit. You guys have.
I think the tallest
more
building
people.
here is up like 18 stories or something. That's about as big as it comes, and there's only like one.
Okay, so according to the last census, the city of Irvine, we have 307,000.
That's your permanent residents. That's probably not counting all the university kids that are there from other places.
That I don't know, because UCI is so part of the city.
Yeah, but
I mean, even their housing is counting it.
So. Yeah, I don't know if they're using the actual census numbers. They're counted where their permanent addresses are.
Okay, yeah, they're using the census number
because Irvine is fairly big. I've been there.
Irvine. They say we have 307,000 residents, but during the daytime with workers, we're looking upward to 500 to 550,000.
Yeah, it's a fairly large place. My wife has an uncle that lives in Irvine, or has a condo in Irvine. He retired now, so I don't think he spent more than a week in the United States since he retired. He's
we're becoming
gallivanting, enjoying his retirement.
Yeah, we're slowly becoming a hub of hospitals, healthcare here. Yeah, we have the huge Kaiser, we have the Hope, we have City of Hope, Cancer Center here, and UCI is building a new. UCI Health is building a new hospital that's going to be 100% electricity. That just broke ground a couple of months ago.
Yeah, they're talking about travel because of the COOF. My wife booked her ticket, and the only thing they're requiring, if you're traveling from state to state here in the States, in Hawaii is still considered
a state.
You just have to have proof of your shots. That's all you have to have. If you're from international, you have to have your proof of vaccination and a negative COVID test done within 24 hours of your plane, which is very annoying.
Well, you want to know what's annoying, Patrick? It's going to come upon 2 years. I haven't gone back to Taiwan, right? Remember, I used to go back once a year. Yeah, right now in Taiwan, they have this, right? You have to go, you have to have a 72-hour test, regardless of vaccination status, right? And then you have to stay, you have two options. One option is stay 7 days at a quarantine hotel out of pocket. We're looking at minimum of $200 a night.
Yeah, it's about $1,000.
Yeah, and another 7 day, you have to stay, you can stay at your home. For example, I can go to my mom's, but while I'm there, she can't go out.
Yeah.
So even though she's fully vaccinated, so it would be better if I go with option 2, which is 14 days in a quarantine hotel. 14 times 200 is not cheap. And then after that, there's an additional 7 days. You can go home, but you cannot go to crowded public places. So 3 weeks is done. I usually go back for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And then you have to get multiple PCR and rapid tests while you're quarantined.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, my mother-in-law has been here for a long time. She can't go home because in the Philippines, it's very similar. You have to stay in the state assigned hotel, out of pocket.
Yep.
All of your meals are delivered. You're not allowed to leave for like 14 days or whatever. And then you're still not allowed to go. Like if you live in the province, there's no there's no crossing from province to province to get home. So
it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's
It's
a pain in the ass.
frustrating. Especially when I already have 3 shots in me. It's just completely crazy.
Well, I have I was one of the first people to get their shots here. I got my second injection the first week of January of last year.
Oh, okay.
And then when they brought out the booster, they first rolled it out and said you have to have a health condition that makes you immunocompromised,
right,
or be above a certain age,
right.
And then in the last month or so, they've said now anybody can have the booster, and I just haven't gone and gotten it. I mean, I'm not anti getting it. I mean, obviously, I work in healthcare. I want to protect my patients. I want to be as comfortable as possible. I want them to be as comfortable as possible that I'm not infecting them, which you can still do. But I just haven't gone it. I should get it. I should have gotten it today, actually, because then if I was tired for the next 3 days, it would be okay.
Right. In California, it's I remember when they first rolled out the booster shot, like you said, there was a lot of restriction on it, but it quickly changed. Like in a time frame of 2 or 3 weeks, it went from only certain people can get it to almost most people can get it, and right now it's like for the past month, it's like everybody go get it.
Yeah,
it was changed pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, I think people need to make their obviously, I don't want to get into a vaccine versus anti-vaccine conversation. I think everybody needs to make a choice for themselves. Now, there's a lot of, like here in Texas, the governor signed an executive order stating that no entity can force their employee to get shot. And then obviously that was quickly kicked out by the courts. But then it turned around and the Supreme Court said, they took the strike away. So my company first sent out a message saying everybody has to get shots.
Right.
And then they sent an email out like a week or two later saying, you don't have to yet. We're going to alert you as soon as these court cases are done. Obviously, healthcare workers should consider getting the shot.
Well, in Irvine, it's like this. Well, we have a more progressive city council, so they were going to mandate, all the employees, like San Francisco and all that thing, all the employees need to get vaccinated, right? Or else you can't come to work. Yeah. But then their union stepped in. So right now in Irvine, we don't have that mandate for, city workers. It's if you get, right now it's really strange. If you are a city worker, if you're fully vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
But if you're not fully vaccinated, you have to wear a mask, and then you have to get tested every week. That's it.
That's how I was going to say. Our all of our, like, because we have multiple facilities that the company that I work for owns, residential facilities for senior citizens. Some of them are just like independent living apartments, but anybody that comes in was being, they temperature check you, right, and you have to wear a mask, and here's a face shield and stuff like that. They had a spit guard up so that the greeter was protected or whatever. Yeah. They took all that down. It's gone now. Now you still have to get shot in the head with the thermometer, but nobody's wearing masks or anything inside the buildings now.
But with our Irvine rule was really funny because before I quit, for example, let's take a date. For example, August 20th was my last day, right? I can still walk inside City Hall without a mask because I'm on staff and I'm vaccinated. But on August 21st, since I already quit, when I went into City Hall, I haven't
not an employee no more.
But I have to put on that mask.
Yeah.
Which I thought was quite hilarious.
I mean, as far as that goes, and we have over 1,000 senior citizens that live in our facilities here in just Corpus Christi. We have given out somewhere around 3,000 injections of people with different health conditions, cancer patients, people that have every neurological condition known to man, not one single bad reaction, not one. So
in Irvine, for our 65 and above, I believe our fully vaccinated rate is 98%.
Yeah. So our buildings are 100%. I mean, the senior, we didn't have anybody that was like holding out. And we didn't demand that they did it. We just offered it. And they're like, is it free? And you're like, yeah, give it to me, because they like free stuff.
I like free stuff too now, Patrick.
But yeah, I think what it was is because by the time they got the injections, they had all been under lockdown in the facilities for 8-9 months at that point. Couldn't see their grandkids, couldn't see. I do.
Yeah, I got
vaccinated. All of my patients are senior citizens.
Yeah. I got vaccinated, but I don't want to wear the damn mask anymore. But now we're back.
Yeah, that I think a lot of them didn't fight just because they thought that, as soon as that happens, if everybody gets the shot, then my grandkids can come and see me. This, we had a lot of grandmamas. Here's the thing, because life did continue during this whole time. Their grandkids had babies while this was going on, and you tell a grandmama she can't hold that baby.
Right.
They're gonna fight you. They're gonna do everything possible because that's their grandbaby. They're gonna hold that. So as soon as they started dishing out the shots, like they're like, give it to us. Yeah, we want to hold our grandbabies.
I just want to ditch the mask. That's all I wanted to do.
I work in healthcare. I've been wearing a mask for 10 years. I used to be a wound care specialist. So we work in a clean environment when doing wound care, and we don't exhale on wounds. So all this stuff about people whining about masks, I've been wearing a mask for a decade and all day sometimes.
I just hate wearing a mask.
I never even touch my mask. I always tell everybody, well, people are going to I never touch it. Once it's in place, I never touch it.
Yeah, I just don't want to wear a mask when I'm outdoors. That's all. That was what I was for.
Not to argue or anything about masks, but Ivana says that people are being forced to wear masks in gyms. Actually, they designed. If you go to the gyms, there are people that wear special masks that reduce airflow into their lungs so that they can work their body. They're actually designed for that. You actually get a better workout when you wear a mask. Your lungs have to work harder, and you actually develop lung capacity when you exercise wearing a mask.
Yeah, marathon runners, sometimes they would do that. They call it high altitude mask that they wear around their house when they're running. So, to increase their lung capacity. So when they race, but since we had indoor mask mandate for months now, I have stopped going to the gym. I'm not that person who can wear a mask and work out.
Oh, come on. I want to see you hit the tire with the sledgehammer.
No way. I have to be without a mask.
That's one of my favorite videos of all time is Cherry beating the hell out of a tire with a sledgehammer.
Yep.
Andrew, you're just back there like looking all like wise and just soaking up the conversation without participating.
Looking chill.
It's Friday and there's so much going on, and it's December 24th. You'd think I'm celebrating this, but I have my whole family here, which is great. So before I left,
that you're hiding is what you're doing then.
So now I'm back and I'm trying to figure out what the conversation was about.
I
didn't want to interrupt. I didn't want to go and I know that, but I was waiting to when I bumped in. I was you don't just jump.
We're just talking about whatever comes to mind because we're not talking about the thing that we always talk about.
That thing, right?
This is how you actually learn who it is that you're talking to, because a lot of times all we do is talk about that one thing, and we don't actually know each other. We know one part about that person. So it's always good to talk about parrots and to talk about Cherry working for the city council and and me opening Christmas presents when I was a kid and being disappointed or being mad that my parents put somebody else's name on it, I mean, y'all already know that I drink coffee, I vape, and I drink booze. So those topics, I think I've talked about those enough that I don't need to talk about those. And you know that I'm a little bit of a nerd because I have nerd stuff in my office. So, I would talk about that stuff, but y'all wouldn't be interested in that stuff. So just finding other things to talk about. So we talked about Yellowstone for a minute. There's every time I get interested in a TV show, it gets canceled. So, it's hard for me to talk about that.
I don't think that one's going to get canceled.
Well,
There's too many people.
That's not one that I'm watching though. I did watch the new Matrix movie last night.
I watched it. I've watched it twice.
And I will say that I wasn't really that impressed with it.
Oh, that's a shame.
It was not groundbreaking. It was not groundbreaking in the way that the original Matrix movie was.
No, it certainly wasn't.
And there was a lot of what I would call fan service or throwbacks to that movie. Like the fight choreography, the fights looked identical. Like I think they purposefully did that. Was they had I don't want to throw Neo and this other guy fighting in almost the same exact location that the fight scene happened in the train station in the first movie. And
gotcha.
There was a lot of very much it looked, and to tell you the truth, the first half of the movie, the special effects were amazing because you would think so. But then it's like the special effects team must have quit their job and they hired like people's elementary school kids to come and finish the movie. Because the green screen that's behind me was clear is less apparent than some of the green screen that they're doing. And I'm like, this is pretty. I mean, this looks like CW TV show level special effects compared to the first half of the movie. I'm like, did they run out of budget?
I had a hard time in believing any of it. Okay.
Well, I mean,
the close-ups of their ears with the piercings when they're born in pods. I mean, they never had pierced ears. So just sort of like little things like that. I think these movies really need to zone in on, like, hello. I mean, that's nitpicky, but when
little things like that will take you out of the movie, though.
Yeah, it took me out of that was towards the end when they were,
And I've seen a lot of criticism about trying to appeal to the social justice crowd and all that. I didn't see it as that. I didn't see that. Obviously, the empowerment. There was a lot of like female empowerment in the movie, which doesn't bother me. I like strong chicks. But there was a lot of people complaining about that and stuff. But all the scenes with Neil Patrick Harris, he's in it. I don't know if you know that. He's in it. They felt contrived to me. They felt like we just got to make a bad guy. Oh, sorry.
We should stop talking.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin it for anybody else because they're spoilers. Yes, they did delay John Wick 4, which was supposed to be out the same time as this movie.
Did they ever have a John Wick 1?
Yeah, it's called John Wick.
Because I've only seen the 2.
Yeah,
I've never seen 1.
There's 1, 2, and 3.
One is great.
1 is the best. Yeah,
it's the best movie when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
You kill my dog, I'm gonna come after you.
Okay, I didn't see 1, but I did see 2, and I was like, well, where's 1?
There's 3 of those movies already, and then the 4th one is already done, but they delayed it because first the COVID, and then they moved the Matrix because the Matrix this was gonna be Keanu's like week because the Matrix 4 was coming out and John Wick 4 was coming out on the same day. And due to the COVID and everything. And then apparently the week that they had already scheduled John Wick 4 to come out, Top Gun 2 also decided to come out that same week. So they're like, we're not going to try to compete against Top Gun 2. So they pushed it back a whole year.
Wow.
When is Top Gun 2 coming out?
I can't remember now, but it's not too far away. It's not too far away. I think.
I love that they release these things in the movie theaters and HBO Max.
Yeah, I mean,
shit. I think it's great.
I don't typically go to the theater because for my wife and I to go to the movies, it costs us about $70 every time we go.
I just don't want to go to the movies and sit next to anybody anymore.
You're just antisocial.
No, I don't know. I'm very germophobic prior to this.
Well, I mean, even before COVID, though, we didn't go to the movies that much.
Yeah, I didn't either. So I'm not. I used to as a kid. I used to love to go.
I think I saw like.
I just don't go anymore.
Endgame. Was it Endgame? I think I saw Endgame in the movie theater before the COVID, but before that, it had been like 4 years since I'd gone to the movies.
I hadn't seen. I think Transformers was the last movie I saw in theater.
Yeah.
I mean,
I usually watch my movie on the airplane because I fly Trans-Pacific.
Yeah,
like twice a year. So, and then they have the movies once they're released, they're on the plane within 6 months. So I usually watch those on the plane.
Yeah.
But this last 2 years, I haven't really seen anything except
the last time I flew to the Philippines. I watched all of the Bourne movies back to back. You know, and that's a 17-hour flight because I can't sleep on an airplane.
I can't either.
I usually would pick the time I go back, Patrick, like a month or 2 months after the Oscars, so I get to watch all the nominated movies.
Yeah,
That's how I get to watch the movies.
Yeah, I want to see this new movie that Guillermo del Toro's out. It's like something city. It's like he does like really dark, like very creative movies. I'm trying to remember. Bradley Cooper's in it. A bunch of people are in it. I'm interested in seeing that one. But
I saw a trailer
last night. I watched Boondock Saints 1 and 2, and I texted Paul. I said, "Are the Boondock Saints movies are they Christmas movies?" My wife's like, "What are you watching? Two Irish guys like killing gangsters."
Did you happen to see Pippa put up a video last night of the magical garden in Brisbane?
No.
Oh, that was so neat. They've got all kinds of Christmas lights up, and
I think everybody that has social media should be going to where they live, finding like the really cool point of interest in where you live. Like, Andrew could walk the Brooklyn Bridge and take a video of him, whatever, like the New York skyline, whatever it is. Cherry should go to whatever the thing in Irvine, the beautiful thing in Irvine, take a video of that. Here in South, I could go to the Bayfront and walk up and along, and they have like the Selena. We have these gazebos that are spaced along the seawall here, and they have one that has a statue of Selena. Just something point of interest in your locale, and put it on your Twitter and say, "This is where I live." I think that would be pretty cool.
I live in the boonies. There's nothing.
I'm sure there's beautiful nature there. Nature is beautiful.
Right now, there's not because of winter.
Some people dig on that snow landscape stuff.
Well, we don't have snow here. It's going to be 70 degrees here today.
Where are you? I thought you were in Ohio or something.
No, I'm in Missouri.
Oh, okay. Well, it does. There's nice things in Missouri.
Well, but not close
to the arch, the gateway to the west.
Oh, I don't want to go into the city.
I was there when I was like 6 years old. I went to the arch.
Yeah, well, it's not the same anymore. I'm going to be packing if I go into the city.
Well, that's okay. I'm packing everywhere I go. That's one of the reasons why I won't go to California.
Well, I have to find out. See, it's really screwy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, here in the state of Missouri, You don't have to have a carry and conceal permit. But what's
You
funky
can
with
legally
that,
conceal without a permit, or do you have to, is it open
you
carry?
can if the city has an open carry law.
Right.
Like the city that I live in
The
is
thing about
open carry.
is you can't conceal it. Like you have to
Correct.
if you
But you
I'm just
can
used to,
conceal it. No, if the city has the law of open carry, you can also conceal it without a
'cause,
permit.
in Texas we are carry, conceal, and open carry. But if you're concealing and you don't have a conceal license or permit, then they'll put you in the hoosgow.
Yeah. See, and that's what's fun. That's what's
It's
weird
either
about
or.
this. Yeah. Here it's if you can open if you can open carry in the city, then you can conceal and carry in that same city. But if the city says no open
Ivana,
carry,
guns are perfectly fine. That they don't hurt people. It's not the gun.
no,
It's the
I
stupid
know.
people. I think, and I'm totally for. I follow all the rules. Like when it comes to my firearms, I follow all the rules. If they passed a law that said you have to come and be interviewed by a licensed therapist to decide whether or not you are mentally stable enough to carry a gun, I would go and do that. I have no problem with mental health screening for people that are carrying something that they could ultimately take a life with. I have no problem with that. Because there are people that I know that have guns that are not stable.
So Patrick, let me ask you: do you agree selling guns like places like the fairground?
If they follow the rules, there are rules in place to
like gun shows.
Yeah, like gun shows on the
our
fairground.
gun shows here, they follow they do background checks, they do all the necessary things.
Yeah, they do here.
In California, we have this. Well, to me, it's like a joke. We have this freshman senator, state senator, who wants to ban sales of guns on all state-owned fairgrounds. But he didn't get enough support, so his bill got watered down. And with experienced legislators, you would hold off on the bill, right? Like they tried to do in California with flavor many years ago. So you hold it off until you have. No, because he's a freshman state senator, so he pushed ahead, keep on pushing ahead with his bill. And guess what his bill now is? You cannot sell gun on only one fairground.
Only one? So that one place?
Yeah.
So,
in his district, that's all he got. And so I thought, he just lost my vote and my money for the next election. You can't be that stupid.
I mean, we have gun shops fairly close. I mean, they're here in Texas. I mean, obviously, we have actually gun shops that are, brick and mortar buildings. They're fairly common here. So we don't have as many gun shows, and the ones that we do have are permanent. It's every weekend. The dealers are there. And they're like every month or every 2 weeks or every week even. So they can actually, they're pretty much permanent. This is where they are every weekend. They're here. They can do the paperwork. They can start the background check. You can come back in a week and pick up your gun, all that stuff. Long guns are, obviously different than handguns. It's a lot easier to get a long gun here. And that's everywhere though. Until Walmart voluntarily stopped selling shotguns and rifles, you could go there. Academy, which is a very large sporting good chain, you could go and get one there. You could go to Dick's Sporting Goods, and none of those places sell guns anymore.
You can't even get like a BB gun at Walmart.
Not anymore. No,
you have to go upstate.
See, we've got a place called Rural King, and it's like a farm and home store, but they sell hunting goods, and you can buy guns there. It's like a half hour from me.
Yeah. I mean, and probably I'm not, I don't know, but I mean, they probably sell a lot of long guns. They probably sell a lot of rifles. They probably don't sell a lot of handguns there. They might, but you know.
They do.
Yeah.
But we also have gun shops in town too. That
I mean, I could literally from here and go a mile in pretty any direction, and there's a brick and mortar. And most of these facilities have gun safety classes that you are required to take in the state of Texas. So, you know, some schmuck just can't walk in off the street and point at the thing. I mean, they're gonna make you sit through a gun safety class. They're gonna make, you know, these are responsible. I mean, obviously, this is Texas. We love our guns. We want to make sure that you keep them clean and you know what you're doing so that you don't hurt yourself. In addition to how to safely use them, so you don't have like an Alec Baldwin incident.
Correct.
Where he claims that the single action gun that he was holding somehow went off by itself.
And it's hard to believe when you watch something like The Matrix, and I know a lot of that is, you know, digital, you know.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they're still carrying around weapons. They're not. Those are not. You know, they're not. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're green screen. I don't know. But a lot of props regardless. You know, that whole thing has destroyed my view of watching films. You know, with these guns in them, because that was just stupid. Personally,
well,
you know, and it really fucked things up for a lot of people. It's like a volley. You know, I'm not going to talk about vape, but it's like a stigma. It's like a real stick in the mud right there. You know what happened in that movie.
Well, growing up as a kid, you know, first thing my dad said before we even touched a gun is, you never point a gun at a person unless you plan on killing them.
Yep.
Well, in California, ironically, with our really strict gun laws, gun sales has gone up dramatically in the last 2 years during the pandemic.
Oh, it has here.
That's everywhere. That's not just there. That's everywhere. And I mean, obviously there was not to go too far into the gun. I'm sorry for my Canadian friends. The political situation didn't help anything. The the COVID situation didn't help anything. People were predicting that, you know, the fall of civilization. Yeah. You know, all sorts of things, you know, there were groceries hoarding, and, you know, people going to the grocery store and buying all the toilet paper, and people were afraid that they weren't going to have any food. And, you know, when this first thing happened, if you've watched the movie Contagion, that was like the most popular TV or movie on all the streaming services for like 2 months. And then The Stand. You know, all of these things, both of these shows are, you know, showing the darkest side of humanity when it comes to a pandemic situation. And yes,
apocalyptic
did go up. Yeah. So I think it'll even out eventually. But I mean, you know, to Andrew's point about the Matrix and stuff, there are videos. I mean, Keanu did not for the Matrix, but for the John Wick movies. Like, he went to like gun experts and did. He's actually on the level of a lot of competitive shooters now. There's videos. There's more than one video of him. Ian brought it up in the chat room of his training regimen with the firearms for the John Wick movies. So. Yeah, I mean, and I would assume he's as far left as you could be in the Hollywood world. And he said, if I'm going to use these in my movies, I want to know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing with them. So he actually, if you watch him on film, the way he handles a firearm is fairly skilled. And, you know, if you look even at his hand, his finger is not on the trigger. During non-shooting scenes where he's carrying the weapon and not shooting it. But yeah, he handles a weapon pretty
accurately.
I would say realistically. Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I mean, those movies where there's 15 people on screen, all carrying a submachine gun or some sort of automatic weapon, and they're not even looking where they're shooting, and they're hitting their targets. You know, that's pretty.
That's why I'm thinking, like, you know,
And nobody
with movies,
nobody
like, where
accidentally
it's one
gets
gun.
killed. There's
one
not
gun
any
they
friendly fire. It's not like, you know, there's a scene. It doesn't destroy the understanding but there's a scene in the Matrix 4 where they're in a train and there's like 8 good guys and 20 bad guys, and they're all shooting wildly in different directions, and none of the good guys accidentally shoot other good guys.
Right.
in a train car full of people all shooting guns. It, you know, that and not even wildly shooting, like not even pointing where they're going, you know, and for some reason magically the bullet always hits the bad guy. And you know, it is kind of weird that you know, 2 people are fighting hand to hand and a third person, and they're tumbling, and the third person shoots towards the tumbling 2 guys fighting and always hits the bad guy, never hits the good guy. So yeah, I would never actually, if there was 2 people physically fighting each other, would I pull out a gun and point towards the 2 guys and try to shoot the bad guy? And yeah, it's you know, but
see,
it is, there's a thing called suspension of disbelief. And over the years, I'm going to mention vaping just broadly here, but there are people in the vaping world who have exercised their suspension of disbelief. So I know they understand what that means, because anybody who knows anything about what we've been doing for the last decade should not be surprised that 21st Century got their MRTP yesterday. That's the only thing I'm going to say about it. I mean, if you've been around, you already knew that they got their PMTA, and that 2 years ago. And did you actually believe they weren't going to get their MRTP? Come on. I mean, anybody that knows anything would have realized that was going to happen. So anyway, yeah, I mean, anything political, you know, you have to realize that whatever the bad thing is that you don't want to happen is going to happen. Period. It's just the way it is.
And you play that game. You play the game. Well, when was it RJ Reno got their PMTA for that no longer on the market solo?
Yeah.
A couple months ago. I just, for the heck of it, I went to City Hall and gave a general public comment on it and just read what the FDA said. And I even said, I'm doing this so it can be read in the public record.
Yeah.
That there is a safer nicotine alternative. We didn't have to tell them it's no longer on the market, but FDA did approve it. So that's on the public record.
Yeah. If that is appropriate for the protection of public health, then why is not every other product that is is pretty much 95% similar to?
Yeah, because this, especially local elected, they're not going to pay attention to news like this. And so if the bans start coming down, they're going to say, blah, blah, they're listening to the, you know, the tobacco control contest. So what I did is, so I read in the public record, so it is there. So it's, you know, so when I need to go defend it, I don't have to start from scratch.
Yeah.
Right.
Already.
So Sherry, since you haven't met Sherry, since you haven't been around very much,
yes.
I'm going to take a minute to do a little promotion.
Okay.
Andrew, that gentleman right above you on the screen, owns a company called Vape Bands, and Andrew has created a rubber wristband for us, and it has our logo. It has the Son of Liberty radio logo on it. It has our Vaping Scallywag Skull and Cross mod logo on it, and these are for you to wear around your wrist. They're not they're like a little rubber thing that you wear around your wrist. It's pretty cool.
Okay.
And he also, because during the conference in the UK, and Amanda flew over and gave an amazing speech. And
the videos on that too.
Judy, from Twitter was there and asked a question and wanted to know what the government of America was going to do about this. And she had this amazing little speech. And we made a little video.
I'm dying to see America's going to do to this. I'll use my favorite word again, clusterfuck.
So we made a hashtag clusterfuck vape band.
Okay.
Which normally is behind me in the green screen, but today, because of the holiday, we decided not to put the clusterfuck up. But
although I haven't been around publicly, I have kept up with everything behind the scenes.
But you may or may not have known about clusterfuck.
Oh no, I did not know about that one. Yes,
clusterfuck was amazing.
And I can't even use clusterfuck. I can't use hashtag clusterfuck on Facebook. They're nailing me for this.
They've I've used it in posts, and I actually had a show title called Clusterfuck, and they
but they went after.
They didn't hit me, but
now they're going after other things.
I mean, we're trying to stop. I'm trying to tell people to stop using Facebook to watch the show, because not last week, but the week before, we had over 1,000 comments blocked.
Yep.
Really?
Somebody actually said.
I think Yolanda. Yeah.
Bye to Leanna. Yolanda said good night, Leanna, and that got blocked.
Why? How?
We didn't get any justification. We just got your comment may have gone against our community standards, and we are gatekeeping your saying goodnight to your friend. So yeah, we've been getting a lot of comments that have been gate kept on Facebook for some reason, and I read some of the ones that like people took screenshots from their notification that they got blocked or whatever, and they were all innocuous, like good night, or somebody would say something about nothing. There was no vulgarity other than clusterfuck. There was no vulgarity. There was no threat.
I know Facebook is screwed up. Somebody posted something on Facebook threatening one of the officials here. I reported to Facebook, and they said that's not threat when they say they were going to try to kill them.
Yeah, so it's weird.
But that was okay. Trying to kill people is okay.
We added. We're looking at adding as many different places for us to land on. So right now we're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. And we're going to add more platforms as we find them, just to be as decentralized in as many different places as possible. Facebook has never sent me a warning. I haven't got anything. But yeah, they're blocking people's comments on Facebook. So, I'm just telling everybody, go to YouTube. Just go to the YouTube. YouTube is the only thing I've ever gotten on YouTube was one of my intro videos used a piece of music that they didn't like. Since we're not monetized, it doesn't matter. If we were monetized and they were adding commercials to our show, then the commercial people would get the money, or the copyright holder of the music that we played would get the money. What's funny is all the music that's in our intros are Facebook royalty-free tunes. Like I don't use, but one of those royalty-free tunes that I got off of Facebook, apparently YouTube says is copyrighted. They got me for I did when when Samrat Chowdhury was on the show. It was also the weekend that Eddie Van Halen died, and I played a very short little snippet of Eddie and like a little goodbye Eddie sort of thing, and they struck me for that, and I'm like, I'm okay with that. It doesn't matter. If they monetize that video and Van Halen makes a couple cents, fine. But yeah, so yeah, we're in a weird situation where we are not like vaping stuff. And again, I'm not going to stay on vaping stuff, but we're sort of in the crosshairs. So they're looking for ways to like mess with us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is that. But hey, we do one more thing, one more shill. I have a t-shirt store, Jerry.
Oh, okay.
So
Let's
these
see.
are
Oh, okay.
these are Son of Liberty. So I did a nicotine enhanced design that
Oh, okay.
and the Son of Liberty radio. There's a coffee mug if you want a nicotine enhanced coffee mug.
Oh, yes.
Then we have what we call the scallywag shirt, which is
Okay.
the skull and crossbones.
Mhm.
And on the back, I have phrases from H.L. Mencken, who is a writer from
Right.
the 1800s, and I put them on the back of the shirt. So the most dangerous man to any government is the man who is able to think things out without regard to the prevailing superstitions and taboos. Almost inevitably, he comes to the conclusion that the government he lives under is dishonest, insane, and intolerable.
Mm-hmm.
And Puritanism, the haunting fear that someone somewhere may be happy. And then the last one is every normal man must be tempted at times to spit on his hands, hoist the black flag, and begin slitting throats. So that's the scallywag shirt. And then I did another design, which is the walk the plank shirt, which is take my vape, walk the plank.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, I don't think. Oh no, I did another one. I forgot this Slaying Dragon shirt. This is pretty cool. During the scope, so this year, our friends from Asia
Right.
did a 24-hour, 5 days of live streaming, and we
Right.
participated in that. But there was
Okay.
a TED talk,
Mhm.
and the speaker was talking about fighting against tobacco control is like slaying dragons.
Yeah.
And then our live stream got pulled. So then I did a Slaying Dragons
I get a
t-shirt, and I
refill.
designed a dragon that looks like a cigarette.
Ah, okay.
So, but yes, t-shirts.
Yeah, actually, you'd be surprised.
And Andrew asked for a sweatshirt
Ah,
and a hoodie, so I added a sweatshirt and hoodie.
okay. I
And
like sweatshirts and hoodies too. I'll take a look. But I found it very interesting too, after these, fighting TCs, with their formaldehyde, BS, and all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll be funny surprised because recently in our city, some resident decided to take up a fight against an asphalt processing plant.
Well, yeah, there's
Okay. And then start again. The same spew. I almost like roll on the floor laughing, okay, on the comments they gave. It was the same that was given against vaping. Oh, think of the children. They cannot be breathing in formaldehyde, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my God, they use the same playbook, but on different subject. I was started laughing. I go, right, yeah.
it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter where you are in the political spectrum. If you say something that is counter to somebody else's opinion, regardless of whatever the topic is, you can't have a differing opinion anymore. You can't have what we used to call discourse or debate anymore.
No, you can't.
If you hurt somebody's feelings because you have a different opinion of them, you're immediately evil, and we're gonna block you. We're gonna take you off of social media. And there are people that are trolls that will purposefully be offensive, but I have I'm one of the few people that I know that's never been blocked on Twitter, that's never been blocked on Facebook, or not blocked, but
I got my account removed on
put in a time out.
Well, I only got blocked by one person. Who's that person? The pave woman in New York.
Oh no, she's blocked me. I'm talking about the actual platform itself.
Okay. Yeah,
like locking your account. Tom Morowitz got a 24-hour timeout 2 weeks ago on my show because he had too many comments that had been gatekept on Facebook.
Really?
I've never gotten a timeout. I've never had my account suspended.
I've been timed
or any of that stuff. And
not for comments.
I've said some pretty aggressive things on Twitter. Not like I purposefully do not use curse words when I'm on Twitter. Now I might say things that are embarrassing to people, but I've never ever gotten like, and I'm looking at people who are on Facebook. Oh, I'm in a 24-hour timeout, or I'm in a 30-day suspension or whatever. And I'm like, what did you do? Because I've never gotten one. What am I doing wrong?
My cousin get them all the time. My cousin lives in Utah, and then he likes to post like swear words, and then he's like 100% Trump supporter, so he would swear and then at Biden all the time, and he got put in timeouts all the time by Facebook.
Well, maybe that's what it is. Is I wasn't a Trump supporter. Like I'm a conservative. I'm what many people would. A lot of my far left wing people would say that I'm far right wing, but I'm not. But I never thought Trump was a good president either. So, he might have been a good president if he'd have kept his trap shut. But
anyway, but I
was never blocked. A Trump guy,
he got suspended by Facebook towards the end, even for posting pictures of Zion and Bryce National Park. That's how bad he had with Facebook. I mean,
I think once you're in their radar, though, they're looking at they're scrutinizing you.
Hey, I was labeled by my former boss as a conservative. And then I took issue with her. I go, you know what? That's a problem with you guys. You like to put labels on people.
Yeah.
And labels all encompassing, but I'm not. I'm an issue person. Yeah. Right. And then you put label on me is not fair to me, and just show how shallow you are. So I'm also known as a violent person in my city now.
Violent person?
Yes.
Because of words. Because words are violence now.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
I've been known to not to be messed with because I can be violent.
Hey, there's a Desengles. Desengles is in the room.
Yes,
the
Jennifer.
Juice Fairy is in the room. Hey, Jennifer Desengles Winstead. We are currently allowing people to come in and shoot the shit with us for a few minutes if you want to. So I will throw the StreamYard link again in the chat room for anybody else. We've been here for 2.5 hours, and I don't know how long we're gonna go. I don't have
I need to
a set, guys.
Yeah, I need to get myself down to the police department.
Yeah.
I'm not even in trouble.
You gotta go pay your fine, or you're gonna
I'm gonna go donate some face masks.
I was here for the free shit. There's no free shit.
The only person they could have given us free shit.
Where's my
Jay.
Christmas present? Huh?
Jay left.
Yeah, Andrew makes a good point.
Yeah, I want a free wristband, Andrew.
Now, anyway, you all have a happy holidays and hope.
I'm in Troy, Missouri.
Okay.
So Cherry, go. Oh, Cherry already said goodbye. She said goodbye while you guys were talking to each other. Bye, Cherry.
Bye, Cherry.
I don't care what you look like, Jennifer. You're married and I'm married, so it's not like I'm going to be flirting with you or anything. But I mean, I only came on just to do something because we're not doing a show tonight. It's Christmas Eve, and I will be enjoying my time with my wife. I have a prime rib that is currently soaking up some marinade. At some point, I will take it out and let it dry up a little bit. Not dry up, but you don't want to put a wet prime rib in the. I'm going to do it in the air fryer. I did it in the air fryer for Thanksgiving, and it was quite good. And I have a ham that is already done because I did a big ham on Thanksgiving, and then I just cut it in half and ate half of it and froze half of it. So now I don't even have to cook it. I just need to. I'll throw it in the oven and let it warm up again. But yeah, I'm going to be doing that here probably after lunch.
I had to get rid of my Ninja that I bought.
Why?
Because I got Penguin.
So you can cook a parrot in there.
No, I wasn't going to cook him in there. No, I can't use anything with Teflon.
Oh.
Yep.
But other than that, I might go into the kitchen and open this this really cool bottle of barrel aged gin and get drunk while I cook. Is that a good idea? I won't get to the point where I can't stand up, but could be fun to knock the stress out with a little gin, little botanical gin aged in a bourbon barrel. I saw Bastard is here. Hello, Bastard.
Who?
He's called A Bastard. That's his name.
Oh, yes, I know.
Look, A Bastard.
Yes.
He's not the bastard, but he's a bastard.
Right. I've seen him. Not in person, but
Jennifer and Ivana are both telling me that I should drink while I'm cooking.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be a bad idea. Yeah. Might be fun. But yeah. So yeah, if nobody else wants to come in and shoot the breeze, we might just we just might say goodbye to everybody and Merry Christmas. If nobody else is willing to jump in and show their faces to our lovely crowd. I mean, today has not been. I mean, obviously it was 9 a.m. when I started. A lot of people are not either working or doing family preparedness for the Christmas festivities and may not have time to come on, but it was nice. Just as long as Miss Son of Liberty Radio is at work. Oh, there's Paul Blamire, who has not been here this whole time or hasn't said a damn thing this whole time. He's either trying, he doesn't want to come on because he's in his jammies and hasn't done his hair yet. Those are the two excuses that I've seen everywhere. Jennifer says she just wants to make sure to wish everyone on the Son of Liberty fan club a very happy day.
You too, Jennifer.
Miss Desangles. See, I have learned how to properly pronounce Desangles. But yeah, I mean, this is the time of year. I mean, obviously, we have a lot of shit that's always weighing down on us, and it's just fun to come on and shoot the breeze and talk about anything other than the thing that's bearing down on us all year. And that could be the reason for the season. Paul says It's 4:30 in the morning. So, well, yeah, I know that there's a time difference between Drop Bear Zone and American time. Yes, and Jennifer is complimenting my pronunciation of Desangles. She says that is fantastically pronounced. But yeah, I mean, did you get what you wanted for Christmas for yourself, Shannon, or are you waiting for somebody else to buy you the thing that you want?
No. I was thinking about looking at a new compound bow.
Yeah. I have the, I don't know where it's at. I have the official Ted Nugent bow.
Well, Bowtech just came out with a...
Well, mine's a decade old, though.
It's called the CS28. It's 28 inches from... cam to cam, and it's like 400 pounds.
But what's your drawback and your let off?
My drawback is 28 inches.
No, I'm talking about the actual pounds. You don't pull back 400
pounds.
Oh,
no. The drawback is anywhere between 30 and I think 120.
Yeah. So it has some stopping power. It has some stopping power.
Yeah.
I want the bow that Jeremy Renner has in the Avengers movie. Like like he does something and it's like it's a little thing. He goes like this, and then it becomes a huge bow, and he can kill like monsters with it and stuff. That's the one I want.
It's either that or a crossbow.
Explosive. No, his is not a crossbow. Oh, you want a crossbow?
Yeah.
You know, I would take a new revolver if somebody wants to. I actually am very tempted to go and buy the very gun that Alec Baldwin had in that movie, just because I'd like cowboy guns, and I have 6-shooters, I have revolvers, but I don't have that gun, and I really want a Peacemaker too, like an old cowboy gun, but I don't. I mean, a new one, but on the old design because I can't afford like an actual vintage.
Kimber just came out with a nice little 9mm that I've been looking at.
Yeah. Again, I'm sorry to our Canadian friends because we went back to guns. And violence.
They can't.
Some of them are afraid of us because we have guns. You know, the Canadians are like, I love America except for that. And I'm like, well, you know, the reason America is such a great place for you to come is because we have those.
But they have hunting up there.
But they don't have handguns. They only have long guns.
Oh, okay.
They're very limited in what they can have. And our Aussie friends obviously
can't have any.
I've had some of my Kiwi friends and some of my Aussie friends are like, you know, that makes us a little uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, it is what it is. Andrew probably doesn't like guns either. He's a New Yorker.
I don't mind BB guns and stuff like that. I like guns. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't like people walking around New York City with them. You know.
Well,
but they're walking around with them.
See, here's the thing. If I was anywhere in public, for example, I am a gun guy. You know that I am a gun guy.
Yeah.
And I was walking around and I saw somebody walking around with an AR-15. I'm not going to feel comfortable with that either because I don't know them. And I'm a gun guy. So I'm not going to harass them. Like, here's the thing. You see somebody with a gun, if you're uncomfortable about it, you leave. Go somewhere where they're not. But I myself would be uncomfortable with somebody that I don't know walking around in body armor, like the Kyle Rittenhouse thing. He had every right to be where he was. And I would have, if I was on that jury and saw all the evidence that I've seen, I probably would have voted the same way. Now, should he have been there? Should he have been there? No. Anybody with common sense would have known that that was not a very smart thing to do.
Right.
But he had every right to be there. And that is the measure of that case. Like, he had the right to be there. He had the right to defend himself. Was it a smart thing to do? Hell fucking no.
No.
If you know that there's going to be a riot, do you go there with a gun expecting to not have trouble? No. I mean, that was a stupid thing. He was a stupid kid. Somebody should have told him not to do it and stopped him. But again, he legally had every right to be there. It was a stupid situation that should never have happened. The riots shouldn't have happened, and they knew they were going to happen. I mean, but it is what it is. Guns, like if somebody that I know is a perfectly sane individual walked by with an AR-15, I wouldn't be worried. But some stranger walks by, I'm going to keep an eye on them if nothing else, and be ready to exit as quickly as possible if I need to, or defend myself, because more than likely I will also be carrying, but I'm not openly doing it. You know, that's the point of carry conceal, is you don't make other people uncomfortable around you by carrying a big old AR-15.
Right.
Because if I'm walking around South Texas with a trench coat, which is the only thing that I could wear to hide that in, people are already going to know it's 95 degrees here. Why is he wearing a trench coat? You know? So yeah, again, yeah, bad people need to be prevented from having firearms, even though it is a constitutionally protected freedom. You have to be aware that your actions do affect other people.
Right.
And I apologize, if that offends my far right wing people would say you are just agreed to let them infringe. No, but for the good of society, you have to make some sacrifices. Ian is in the chat room, and he says that he still has an AK-47. I have a Barrett 50 cal in the gun safe. I can actually hit a target at like 3/4 of a mile right now, with a bullet that's that long. That gun is designed for only one purpose. It is not designed for hunting. That gun is designed for only one purpose. And I didn't purchase it. I won it in an auction. And I'm happy that I have it locked up in my gun
and
safe.
That nobody else does.
Because it gets taken out every 6 months to get cleaned and maintained and put back in the gun safe. It hasn't even been shot in 5 years. Now it is in perfect working order. And if I had a lit piece of land that was a mile long that I felt comfortable setting up a target and shooting it to make watermelons have holes in them, or actually turned into a fine red mist, that would be the only purpose that gun would ever get taken out for. There are no commercial gun lanes or gun ranges here where I can actually shoot that gun. And I love shooting pieces of paper. I love going out, the smell of cordite, the gunpowder smell, the boom. I love that. It is fun. It is stress relieving. People that shoot for a hobby do it because it feels good. It's enjoyable. But yeah, I mean, I have a gun safe built into the foundation of my house so that the only way you can steal my guns is to either me be stupid enough to leave it open or be steal my whole fucking house. Because you can't get to the gun safe any other way.
Yeah, I went target practice with some friends of mine, and one of them had a Desert Eagle 50 cal pistol.
Yeah, those are fun to shoot.
And he goes, well, I had never shot one. He goes, do you want to shoot it? And I said, sure. Yeah, I shot it, hit the target, but I told him one shot's enough for me.
Yeah, you don't get to shoot. I mean, unless you know that particular gun, you don't shoot 2 shots right after each other. Boom, boom. Because you have to retarget every time you shoot that handle.
Yeah, because I was smart enough because the recoil on that gun, I could have hit myself right in the head.
Oh yeah.
And I knew, I brought it up to my left because I was like, holy crap.
No, I have a range close, bastard, but I don't have a mile long range.
Yeah, we don't have anything here
there's no commercial. I mean, for a 50 cal, you have to have a mile.
Yeah. To
properly use that weapon. I have plenty. There's plenty of gun ranges here, and I'm a member of 2 different ones. So yeah, I can go to the gun range, but I can shoot pieces of paper with my little guns, and even some of my rifles, they have long enough ranges that you can actually sight in your long guns, but not a mile. No.
Yeah, I've got a range close to me that you can take your long guns and your pistols to.
Yeah. The other one I have a Henry rifle, but I want a Winchester. I don't have an old cowboy rifle Winchester. I have the Henry. I want the rifleman gun.
I've got a Mossberg 243 with a scope on it. That's my deer hunting rifle.
I don't deer hunt with a gun. I only bow hunt for deer.
Oh.
There's no challenge.
Well, I had a bow, and then I sold my bow, and now I want to get another bow to go bow hunting.
Andrew's like, they're talking about going into the woods and shooting stuff. I don't really do that.
We're
I
like-
don't have any.
Oh, I
I
love
want to go to
it.
the I want to go to the Upper East Side and shoot. Something.
Yeah, you're gonna go to. You don't even go. I bet you don't even go out to Jones Beach and fish.
Not without a gun.
Not without a gun.
Jones Beach is not that bad. I
No.
went to a Grateful Dead concert
I-
in Jones Beach
I'm looking to move to Long
decade ago.
Island, so I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Well,
in,
you'll
you're in
be-
the boroughs.
Yeah.
That's where Matt Elliott lives, is in Long Island.
I used to date a girl that lived on
Yes.
Long Island years
That
ago.
is correct.
Valley Stream.
Matthew Elliott's been quite. one of the
They're all
players.
all those guys. I haven't seen. Obviously, I don't have. They blocked me. And
Tristan's
like 3
no
years ago.
longer. Tristan's no longer in it. He stepped down.
Yeah, they stopped talking to me and Fig like 3 years ago. So,
And Matt
They-
Salter moved to Florida.
yeah, we don't talk about Matt Salter on this show at all.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. They blocked us, so I couldn't even tell you whether they were active or not. The last time I had any communication with them was during the second vape rally. Kevin, me, and Paul live streamed the entire thing, and I got a private message from what's his name, the South Carolina one, thanking me for doing that, and asked what our numbers were. But other than that, they don't talk to us. I don't know why.
Your numbers were probably higher than what showed up.
No, that's true. I mean, obviously, the rally fell victim to the COVID. I mean, people couldn't travel. People didn't want to go to all the trouble of traveling to that event at that time because of the COVID. It was still worthwhile. It was still worth doing. It was just that people couldn't travel comfortably. People were worried. It was just a bad time.
Yep.
And circumstances are beyond people's control when it comes to the COVID, but it was still worth doing. The first one was pretty awesome. What's really funny though is when I talk to the South American people and they show me pictures of their events, and there are thousands of people in the streets in Central and South America when it comes to their vape rallies, and you're like, what the, wow. Jeffrey Zamora from Costa Rica showed me videos of like them in Chile and them in Colombia, and you're like, wow. I mean, they have a turnout. I'm like, huh, who knew? And that's one of the reasons why we've been reaching out to all these people all over the world is to share their stories, because a lot of Americans only look at America and they don't really pay attention to what's going on in other places. Mm-hmm. But that's pretty much everything. A lot of people don't watch the politics of their neighboring countries, let alone countries on the other side of the world, to see what's going on politically in those countries, regardless of whether it's a vaping thing or not. Mm-hmm. Which is weird. But yeah, we're very Americans don't really pay attention to what's going on around the world sometimes.
Yep.
Yeah. We barely know that Canada is above us,
Yeah, what's north of the United States?
I bet you
the United States?
I bet you $10 if I asked a Canadian, or if I asked an American where Nova Scotia was, and put a map in front of them without the labels, they wouldn't be able to tell you what side of Canada Nova Scotia was on, or where was British Columbia, or where was, Quebec. What part of the Canada is Quebec? I mean, people wouldn't know. Americans are pretty much, this is our blinders, and we're only paying attention to what involves us. So yeah, it's good that we've had a pretty good international guests on, so that we can let our American brothers and sisters know that there's shit going on in other places. But yeah. So, but Andrew, we've been talking about stuff that you don't want to talk about. So, what do you want to talk about?
I got to get off soon.
I know, so do I. But
I
don't have any. Somebody said a while ago going Christmas shopping or going shopping. Who in the hell goes shopping on Christmas Eve?
do maybe on Amazon, but not even that.
My wife. I said a while ago that my wife ordered my aunt a gift on Monday evening. Yeah, Monday evening. From Coach. She ordered my aunt a Coach purse from Coach. And I fully expected that it would not be delivered until after Christmas.
Yeah.
My aunt texted me yesterday, 2 days. We didn't pay extra for shipping. We didn't, but they processed that order and got it in the mail. Bam.
Dude, shipping has been unbelievably quick.
Yeah.
I just shipped an order yesterday. It only cost me $34. It was 27 pounds, and it got there today at 10 o'clock in the morning. And
wow,
UPS, and I did not pay extra.
No.
I paid for ground service, and it got to Pennsylvania in
that's
less than
close,
24 hours. Yeah, it is. But I mean, still $34. That was pretty impressive.
I ordered. My wife has been buying gifts for all of her nurses, like little grab bags, nothing big, but she ordered like pulse oximeters and like forehead thermometers and bandage scissors and nursey stuff. And like these little nursing bags, little like fanny pack, but specifically designed for nursing, to hold nursing shit. And she forgot one of the nurses. So was it Monday? Yeah. Monday evening, she says to me, hey, we need to order one more, of each of the things because I forgot one of the nurses. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I said, do they know it's probably not going to be here by Christmas? And she's like, it's fine. So I ordered the whole thing, one pulse oximeter, one forehead, all that stuff.
Right.
And, it said it will be here on Wednesday. So this was Monday night. So all day Tuesday, I'm looking. I hadn't gotten a shipping notification or anything. And when I went to sleep on Tuesday evening, it had not yet shipped. I woke up on Wednesday morning and it said out for delivery.
That's crazy.
And I was like, what? You hadn't even shipped it yet. And you're telling me it went from shipped to out from delivery in the time crazy. I was asleep.
The only time I've ever seen something like that is recently. Remember I told you my Element order? I still haven't received it, but I've been emailing Better Trucks, and I've been emailing or going on their site and filling out their contact forms. Element, I did it as well. I went back yesterday to check it. Now it says that they attempted delivery on the 9th, and it's back at the hub since yesterday. So I'm like, and they attempted delivery at 8:30 at night on a day I was fucking home. There's no way. This whole thing is they're just covering their asses. No,
we did an order because Mike had ordered stuff, and I think it was from Element, and they used X shipped, I think is what it was. And he was sleeping on the couch right beside the front door for days and days and days.
Told that, and they said it came.
And they said attempted delivery multiple times. And he's like, I'm sleeping. I'm like laying right here by the door, so I can't possibly miss it. Nobody knocked on my fucking door. And we did that show, and literally the next morning it was delivered.
It could be delivered. This could be delivered today.
And obviously I tagged X shipped in the broadcast. I know they fucking saw it, and it was hilarious. The PACT Act is so silly, and us having to use these other bullshit shipping companies or fly by night companies is just hilarious. But I guess we'll I'll go to the kitchen now and start preparing for Christmas dinner.
Seems to be a pretty big delay.
What?
Facebook.
Oh well, it happens. I don't know where.
No, it's not delayed. It's me. It's me. I had refresh.
It could be your shitty internet too. Yeah, you got that crappy New York internet.
I have really good internet. I have to say I pay out the nose for it, but
I do too. But that's just because I'm X delivery. Paul says X delivery. Yeah, they fucked him over until we did a live show bitching at them, and then the next thing you know, it's there. And somebody actually called him.
I'm ready to do it live on my fucking page and and just call them all out, because this is ridiculous. Like, I don't care if it takes another month. I don't want it going back to Element. Like,
well, see, here's the thing: is
a waste of time and money.
These independent delivery systems are basically like
they're like
Uber
livery cars. They're like taxis. They're nobodies.
Yeah,
these have trucks. They're sending it out with just another person to just deliver it. And
these are people that download an app on their phone and agree to deliver shit, and they're getting paid per package.
Then my package is sitting in somebody's
house. They get like 20 packages, and they drive around a little bit and say attempted delivery on all 12 packages, and they get to charge the company. So yeah, it's ridiculous, but
I'm sad. I ordered coils, but I also ordered devices, so I get the whole thing. It's not like it can't be utilized. Normally I just order coils, but it doesn't look like it's stolen unless Element sent another package.
I ordered something.
Could have happened.
I ordered a thing that Anakin, a limited edition Anakin device.
Did you get it?
No, it's not here yet. It's coming from China.
Oh, okay.
And it has a Chinese tracking number. And I'm looking here. I'm going to look and see where it's at. It's not out for delivery. I can guarantee it. Yeah, it's in the Netherlands.
Oh God, it's not bad. It'll be here in a day or two.
It's in the Netherlands. If it was,
whenever I've gotten anything
DHL, it would have been here already. Obviously,
I've gotten stuff from Anakin in China, and it takes about 3 to 4 weeks, if anything. Sometimes.
Yeah. I didn't buy it because I wanted it right away. I bought it because I just wanted it. I probably won't even open it. It'll go over there in the cabinet until I break it open. I've got devices over there that are still wrapped in plastic and stuff for when I decide to open it. You never know. But then I get on these kicks. Like last week, I was vaping this setup, and this whole week I've been vaping with the billet box. I haven't really, I have like 18 devices on the desk in front of me, but I always use one device at a time. I don't know why I do that. I set these things up and then I don't use them.
That's why I only keep literally, 2 devices, and then sometimes I leave a device that I've used for a while. Like this device, I haven't even, this little Anakin thing. Like I haven't touched this in.
I've got one right here.
3 months. It's just sitting on my desk.
This is sitting here with my favorite absinthe e-liquid. Is sitting here for when I want it. I can just reach over and take but it's still fully charged. So.
Oh, those Anakin batteries are amazing. How they monitor them.
I
find their products.
I love the form factor of this. I just like this design. So that's one of the platform. I think it's a platform. Chroma.
I think I want to get the 510 component so that I can turn it into just a mod, because I'm
going to
buy a coil again.
Yeah. But you just sort of. I just use the same thing over and over again. I should clean all of this shit up and just put it in the cabinet. But I did that, and then the next thing you know, they all slowly but surely creep their way back to my desk.
So we were talking about shipping.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there are certain vendors I do actually have a Anakin VTR still in the package,
I have
wrapped in
one.
plastic.
I don't have one in plastic.
It's still in the vape cabinet. It's never been taken out. I have several of those old school devices that are just sitting there because there was nothing wrong with that device. It was heavy as I have one that's opened that's working properly as well. The only problem with that is it can only accept a 16 millimeter tank. It's designed specifically for one tank. That was the only downfall of that device is that safety ring that you could only fit one size tank in. But it was heavy enough that if somebody pissed you off, you could lug it at them and knock them out. That was an awesome self-defense device.
It's 1:00. I gotta go.
All right.
But,
be good, Andrew K.
You too.
Merry Christmas.
And
Since Andrew's leaving, I'm gonna leave too, because nobody else is waiting in the green room. Everybody have a great Christmas. Enjoy your family time. We may do a New Year's Eve day show like we did today on New Year's Eve, where we can talk about all of our bad habits that we're going to give up in the new year, or losing weight, or just whatever it is that we've done in the last week that we want to talk about. There will be no vaping content on that show as well. I mean, we did sort of stray into that category today, but y'all be good, and we will see you in a couple days, maybe. You never know. I'm off next Friday. Bye, Andrew. Be good, and bye.
I'd like one of you bureaucrats out there to look me in the eye and tell me, when does my husband's life matter to you? Because it matters every day, every second of every day to me.